Yes, this is case number 108 on the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Cheney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
How old are you, Miss Hayes?
I'm 24.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then the car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. The car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims.
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it. But the stereo system and other
window
things
tints
on the car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints on the car?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender. And are you telling me that you took that money, and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car and you upgraded the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name?
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months, but I'm currently
Who is this person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut, because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both of us.
Which is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say. And she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There is a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very
problems.
bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
he stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, you're not seeing your child again until we're done with court. This court right here today. First it was, you better start paying me payments, pay her payments. Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, nope, not till court's over. So I'm paying, I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring her,
to me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a
That
bad
was
decision.
stupid.
Bad
Who told
decision.
you? Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? Did I say tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the
you
wheels.
meant tint the-
Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child, because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
I don't care. Listen to
He
me.
agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me if the contract was ever broken, that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to report it stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I
me.
have
I have
witnesses
police reports. I could have.
saying that she was.
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows.
And later today,
February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Hayes says the father of her child, Jason Cheney, owes for illegally repossessing her car. Diana says Jason's actions are hurting their daughter.
Miss Hayes, I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had had a relationship. I don't need you for anything. Okay. I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't enough. So
Interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
He wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship.
I was
without
already in it.
anything... What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back.
I was
don't
already
want it.
into this
Listen
car
to
this
me.
much money. I
Here's your
wasn't-
car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of the
Listen
car.
to me,
I used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for 5 more years. I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were
Why?
paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
Parties are excused when they step out.
He tried to kill me. I have police reports.
We got into domestic violence and we pushed each other around. That's about
He
it.
threatened me in the police report that if I said anything, then he would take my car away.
She reported stolen, tried to get me in trouble. It backfired in her face.
She keeps trying to get him in trouble. She can't handle the fact that they're no longer together.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Anderson versus Miller. Step forward.
Lori Anderson is suing her former co-worker, Tynesha Miller, for unpaid loans to pay her rent and bills. Lori says instead of paying her back, Tynesha had plastic surgery.
Miss Anderson, Miss Miller was a former friend of yours.
Yes.
And a coworker.
Yes.
And it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her,
Yes.
and she hasn't paid you back. And Miss Miller says you were a real nice gal, real good-natured person, and you made gifts to her at a time when she needed money. That's her defense. Is that right?
Yes.
How long, Miss Miller, had you been friendly with Miss Anderson?
Probably 2 weeks after she started working.
And when was that?
December, January, I'm not exactly sure.
December of '03.
And what kind of business are you in?
I worked at a surgery center. I did the scheduling there.
And you?
I'm the surgery triage coordinator.
And when was the first loan that you made, Miss Anderson?
It was on April 14th, 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan, Miss Miller. Or that money that she gave you.
Okay. I was on the phone and she overheard the conversation, and it was...
Well, what was the conversation about?
My conversation was about my gas had got turned off, and she overheard the conversation.
Why was your gas turned off? For non-payment of
Yes.
the bill?
Yes.
How much do you make a year?
I believe it's like $33,000.
So what were you spending your money on?
My children and paying my bills.
How many children do you have?
4.
Who else lives in your home?
Just the children and myself.
Where's their father?
I guess he's around.
Does he pay your support?
We only get a check maybe once a year when he files his taxes, and that's it.
Does he
Your Honor,
see-
if I can just interrupt, there
Yes.
are 4 different fathers.
Lori Anderson says former co-worker Tynesha Miller owes for a series of unpaid loans. Lori says Tynesha played on her sympathy.
Okay, so your gas was being shut off.
And she volunteered that
Well, tell me what she said.
Well, she came to me and said, I'm your friend. You know, I love you and your children. I want to help. At which point in time, I told her no. That was it was a lot of money, and the gas bill was high, $780. So she was like, let me do this. This is something that I want to do. I can't go home and go to sleep tonight knowing that your gas is cut off. It's cold and...
Okay. Very
she
nice
made-
lady.
She had-
Nice lady.
Right.
When was the next time you took money from Miss Anderson?
I believe it was 04.
September of '04.
Had she paid you any of the $780 back?
No, ma'am. And in the midst of this time, there was also 2 other occasions I had given Miss Miller money in the amount of $80 both times.
Did she say she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
That
It
amount?
was always in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks would come in the next 2 weeks.
What was the money for in September?
It was for her rent, Your Honor. She didn't pay her rent. She was going to be evicted from her apartment, and I love her children. We were friends. I trusted her. Even though she hadn't paid me the $780, I still couldn't go home in good conscience knowing that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I did write her a check in the amount of $893, which she did cash.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
What arrangements did you have with her for repayment of all this money?
Just, I will pay you back in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks. After the check in September, we were discussing it. She said, Lori, I know I haven't paid you back the money. I'm going to get, a pretty good income tax check this year, and I'll pay you back with the income tax check. And I said, that's fine, Tanisha. So in February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
Just a second. What kind of cabaret party?
It's just a cabaret that you throw and you raise money.
For what?
People throw cabarets and they raise money just
What were
for
you
whatever
raising
reason.
What were you raising
I was
money
going to
for?
have cosmetic surgery.
Why didn't you give her back the money?
She didn't want the money. I offered. That's what she's leaving out. I have offered, and she denied. I'm not going to take your money. I told
When did you offer her the money?
Around income tax time.
You mean after this cabaret party?
No, the cabaret came after income tax time. So I offered the money before the cabaret.
Your Honor, she offered to write me a $500 check.
And what did you say?
And I'm like, okay. And the day progressed, no check. And the week progressed, no check. And then we stopped speaking. I was hanging around with some people she didn't like. We stopped speaking. I asked her for the money. She said, you'll have your money by Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's come and gone, about 45 Tuesdays from then. And I still haven't got my money. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, my birthday, we'd made plans to go out on my birthday, which was fine. She was going to pay for it, pay for my birthday cake. I'm like,
When was
oh,
this?
May 13th is my birthday.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were still speaking?
We
in
were
May.
still speaking. We were still co-workers. Yes, we did. We worked very closely together. I was still trying to be a friend, be the kind of person that I needed to be. And on my birthday, she's like, I'm going to order you a cake. We're going to go out. I'm going to pay for it. I'm like, you don't have to pay for my cake. I can pay for my cake. So the day before my birthday, she came to me and she said, Lori, I don't have the money to pay for your birthday cake. Can I borrow the money from you? So me, being the person I am, I gave her the money for my birthday cake. The next day, she brought my birthday cake to work. Come to find out, one of our other coworkers had also given her the money for my birthday cake. To top it off, my husband and I paid for her dinner that night also.
I don't see anything funny about it.
She's making it sound worse than what it really is.
No, it's
This is the type of person.
Just a minute. It sounds pretty bad to me. You know, a lady who's earning $33,000 a year and getting some other support for her children from their father, whether it's from income tax return from one father and some other sporadic money from another father, raising 4 kids is expensive. But when you have a friend who is willing to help you over some rough spots, I think that that's terrific. And I would be much more sympathetic with you in your position as a single mother of 4 children if you didn't spend $2,000 to have a cabaret party, if you had a little more priority about what you were going to do with your money. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Miller?
Yes, I do.
Because you're supposed to act mature if you have 4 children. You're supposed to be mature if you have 4 children. You're not supposed to be foolish. You're not supposed to say, well, maybe I'll get, I don't know what kind of cosmetic surgery you wanted. You want bigger chest, little chest, bigger behind, smaller behind. Who knows? Who cares? First, you take care of your responsibility. And first, you take care of your debts. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,673. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. All, miss, everybody. Thank you. Your Honor, this is case number 29 on calendar in the matter of Rodriguez versus Morales. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge.
Miss Rodriguez, the defendant is your cousin's husband.
Correct.
Where is your cousin? She here?
No, she's not.
According to what I read, your cousin's husband, Mr. Morales, vandalized your car by kicking it, causing dents in the car. He says he didn't do it. So I have a few questions, and I'm going to start out with him, because I was interested in your answer, Mr. Morales.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you and your wife been married?
About 3 years, going on 4 years.
And according to your answer, sir, your wife and Diana were good friends. Aside from being cousins, they were friends.
Yes.
And your wife called you one day and said that she wanted to go out to speak to Diana, just to have a girls' night out.
She didn't say to go out. She said she wanted to go to dinner. Apparently something was going on.
Well, that's dinner. That's going out.
Okay, well, it turned out to be some other...
No, but that she told you she wanted to go out for dinner.
Yes.
You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many children do you have?
We have 4.
4 children in 3 years. How did that happen?
We have 2 together, and we each brought daughters into the marriage.
So your wife said she would like to have dinner with her cousin Diana.
Yes.
And you said okay.
Yes.
Well, what did you say?
I said dinner would be fine.
You didn't give your wife any specific instructions, though.
No instructions other than I made it clear that I didn't expect her to turn it into a drinking evening. They're very good friends, they're close. I didn't have any problem with that. She hadn't had time to herself, so...
Do you ever go out, Mr. Morales?
No.
Never go out and socialize?
No.
Tell me what happened next, sir.
Once I got home and she was getting ready to go out.
What time was that?
That was 6, maybe 6:30.
Okay.
And her cousin came, picked her up, and then they left. Maybe about 15 minutes after they left, my wife called on the cell phone and told me that they weren't hungry, that they wanted to go and have a couple drinks. Didn't like the idea, but my wife hadn't had really
Well,
much.
what did you say to her?
I ended up telling her it was fine. I told her just I didn't want her out. I didn't expect her to be out late, and I didn't expect her to drink.
But they were going out to drink.
Not to drink and drive. I made
She
it,
wasn't driving. She picked her up.
If one was going to be drinking, I assumed they would both be drinking. So I told her, I made it clear to her that if they needed me to pick them up, that I would be available to pick them up.
Oh, so you said go and have a good time, but if you're both drinking, I'll be available to come pick you up. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And I made it clear that I didn't want it to be a late evening. I told her, if you're going to go, talk, have a good time, just I don't expect you to come home 11,
Late.
12 o'clock. Late.
You told her you didn't want him home after 11.
Yes.
How old is your wife?
She's 30.
Go ahead.
At 8:30, it was around 8:30, she called me, and at that time she was letting me know that she was having a good time, but they were wrapping it up and getting ready to head home. Okay, are you guys okay? She said yes, they were fine, everything was going well. So the location where she said they were going to be is maybe 15, 20 minutes. Maybe an hour later, I hadn't received any calls, so I tried calling the cell phone, and at that time the cell phone was off. Off or had no power. I probably tried the cell phone every 15 minutes or so after that, and 8:30 turned to 9:30, turned to 10:30, turned to about 11:30 is when I started getting concerned. I started to get the kids up and wanted to go and see if I can find her, so drove up to the area where they said they were going to be. Different path on the way home, thinking I might see them stranded.
Didn't see them.
Didn't see them. Kept trying the cell phone for...
Okay, you tried the cell phone. You didn't. What time did they finally come home?
They came home at about 2:30.
And what happened when they got home?
Well, they drove up. I was actually getting the kids ready to go out and look again when they drove up. I went out to the car first thing was, what happened, is everything okay? When I saw the condition that they were in, I turned to being very, very upset. Said some things I probably shouldn't have. Grabbed the door, opened it, took my wife out of the car. The seatbelt was still on, so I had to reach in and undo the seatbelt for her. She had trouble even standing, getting out of the car.
She managed to get into the car.
Yes.
And put a seatbelt on.
Yes.
Okay, now Miss Rodriguez, coming back to you. You're out for the evening.
Right.
Where'd you go?
We went to a bar that they served. It was actually a wine and beer bar. They served appetizers. We did have appetizers and drinks.
Okay, what time did you get home?
We probably got to their house around 1:30.
Were you having a good time?
Yes, we did, actually. We had a really good time. It was actually our first night out alone since the time they got married, because she is not allowed to go out alone.
What do you mean she's not allowed to go out alone?
It always has to be in a group setting, or he has to be there.
Had you socialized before she got married?
Yes, we were, besides being cousins, we were really good friends. We always went out before they got married. Once they got married, that stopped.
Did Mrs. Morales turn her phone off?
You know, I'm not sure if she did, but I know she did receive a call from him several times.
Did she take the calls?
Once, when we were about 5 minutes away from their house. She did answer the phone. It was him, and I can tell at that point that something was wrong because she looked frightened, and the way she was speaking was not, I mean, I can tell something was
wrong. Did you speak to your wife before she got home?
No. The phone was off up until she got home, and I showed her that the phone was off once she got inside, and I actually was angry and broke the phone because it was off.
How did you break the phone?
I threw it.
Where were your children?
They were in the bedroom.
Up or sleeping?
Up.
So what happened when you came home?
As we were driving down the street where they live on, I can see him coming out. He must have been looking in the window, or I don't know, because I could see him pulling towards the street.
What are you pulling towards the street? He was in his car?
I mean, walking towards the street.
Okay.
And I was driving in, and he opened the door just like he said. He pulled her out. He yelled at her first and said, "Are you crazy? You're married." Then turned to me and said, you ruined us. And was yelling, and he was out of control, very angry. I didn't say anything. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was frightened. And he kicked my car twice within maybe a 2-minute gap.
have pictures of the damage to the car?
I do. As a matter of fact, my car was 3 weeks old when he did this, so I was very upset. Brand new car.
Yes, sir.
When I got my wife out of the car, I expected this whole thing to be about maybe something resulting from slamming the car door. I did not stand there and kick anything. The whole process of taking her out of the car, I did say things that I shouldn't have said, but I did not kick the car. I slammed the extent of what I did to that car was slamming the car door. If I had damaged something, I was furious. I was furious.
Furious.
I was.
So furious, sir, that you couldn't control your temper inside your house, and you took the cell phone and you broke it inside the house with 3 children, at least 3 children, home and awake, according to you, at 2:30 in the morning. According to her, it was 1:30. According to you, 2:30 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
You couldn't control yourself sufficiently in front of your children. So you expect me to believe that she dented her own car? Why would she dent her own car, a 3-week-old car? Why do you think she would do that?
She lives in, I have no doubt in my mind, she lives in a apartment complex with underground parking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the damage.
Oh, well, show it to him. Show it to him. This didn't come from another car, sir.
Oh, and
This didn't come from another car.
Can I say something? He's seen the damage because I mailed him pictures and a letter about 2 weeks after.
Have you spoken to your cousin since?
No. I called her the next day because I was concerned. I wanted to know. I left her a message on her cell phone. I just wanted to...
She hasn't called you back?
No. Ever since then, she's avoided me, and I know she's avoided mutual friends that we have.
Well...
And actually, maybe, I don't know if she's avoiding them, but he denies her every time someone calls.
Mr. Morales, it's not my job to be a therapist, sir. And if you've got your wife so intimidated that she has a fear of maintaining contacts that she's had all of her life, like her cousin, that's very unfortunate. I certainly wouldn't let you do that to me. The fact that you have no interest in going out and socializing with friends is your business. If your wife, every once in a while, needs to get away from the pressures of a full-time job and taking care of 4 children, she's entitled to do that and blow off some steam every once in a while. Don't you think so, Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the problem whether she's married or not? Where did you think she was at 1 o'clock in the morning? Did you think she was out sleeping with somebody else?
No, ma'am.
No.
But it's not a
You-
matter of the marriage. This was a matter of, all it takes is one mistake of drinking and driving, and it changes everything for my kids.
They got home fine, Mr. Morales. You
They
should
had
have
been drinking.
They got home fine. Then you wait until the next day, and you say to your wife, you know, it was dangerous last night. You know, you were drinking, Diana was drinking. I told you I'd be more than happy to come pick you up. You really had me worried. That's not what happened, sir. Mr. Morales, what happened is you lost your temper.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments so
Right.
that you could pay for this hobby craft.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Rodriguez says her cousin's husband, Alex Morales, kicked a dent into the side of her car. Alex says Diana took his wife out for a night on the town and brought her home drunk.
How many times in the last 4 years has your wife been out for an evening alone without you?
Within 5 times. Not very often.
Not very often. With friends or off to an emergency room? It's a simple question. With friends?
Co-workers.
Co-workers?
Yes.
Out for an evening?
No.
4 or 5 times? For what?
No, after work, a dinner, banquets, things like that, but not to go out clubbing.
You think going out with her cousin is going out clubbing?
Yes.
She picked him. She may be happy with him.
And
If not, it's not your business. Can I
and I
see the
respect
estimate
that.
to fix your car, please? Mr. Morales, how you and your wife conduct your business is really none of my business. However, you have absolutely no right to take out your frustration on Miss Rodriguez's brand new car. In order to fix her car, it's going to cost $2,600. She probably has insurance to cover it. There's absolutely no reason for her to have to submit this to her insurance because of your hissy fit. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,600. That's all.
All is excused. You may step out.
He just doesn't want to take responsibility for his actions.
It wasn't a controlling thing. It was her kind of knowing at what point would, I'd be set off.
I don't have a relationship with her.
As far as I'm concerned, if she wants to stay married to me, I wouldn't allow them to go out again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Davis versus Jemison. Step forward, please.
Call center supervisor Penny Davis is suing the father of her son, car rental manager Jerome Jemison, for a loan to buy a motorcycle. Jerome says Penny was supposed to use her child support money to make payments.
Ms. Davis, the defendant is your former boyfriend and the father of your children. How many children do you have with him?
We only have one.
When was the last time you lived together?
Over 5 years.
When did you make this loan for a motorcycle?
July of 2003.
Why?
Basically, he wanted to purchase a motorcycle, so he came to me and asked me if I would help him obtain a loan to purchase a motorcycle.
Why couldn't he get his own loan?
His credit wasn't good enough for that. So he did all the legwork, and basically I showed up and signed the papers, and he got a check for the purchase of the motorcycle.
Wasn't that a big mistake?
I would have to second-guess myself at this point and say yes, but at that point in time, I thought I was helping someone that I could trust.
So you thought you were helping out a friend, but then he stopped making payments on the loan.
Yes.
When did you stop making payments on the loan, sir?
Actually, my last payment was November of last year.
Why?
When I lost my job, about 3 months after we got the loan, I got another job making considerably less, and child support was not lowered.
So?
Penny and I actually had a conversation then in the summer of last year where she agreed that because I could not get that child support modified and lowered to then match the new calculation on my new salary, that she would then pay that amount.
No, I did not.
Just a second. She would pay what amount?
Any additional amount towards the loan because I could no longer afford it.
Why didn't you sell the motorcycle?
There's no way I would get anything close to what I paid for
You have the title to it?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
And I'll actually say on it that it is a rebuilt salvage.
So this motorcycle is how old?
1994 with some 95 parts on it, I think.
Now, you don't use this to get back and forth to work, is that right?
No.
It's a hobby.
To some degree.
And how much do you think you could get for it if you went to sell it?
$1,000 to $1,200.
And how much is left on the loan?
$3,744 and 61 cents.
$3,744
and 61 cents. That's
okay,
the payoff amount.
That's the payoff amount.
Yes. I also asked Mr. Jemison to give me the title.
Yeah, well, he's going to do that today.
Judge Judy, if I can mention one thing. When we entered into this agreement...
Just a second.
Okay.
Before he mentions a thing, Bird, find the right place where he's supposed to sign off on this thing, because he's going to give the title to her so she can sell it.
Can I make a statement short of that?
Not short of it, after you sign it.
Transferor.
Perfect. Now you can give that to her. Now you can go pick it up.
Thank you.
And sell it. Now you wanted to say something to me, Mr. Jemison?
Yeah. We went in it with the understanding that she'd have my back and I'd have hers. I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments.
Right.
So that you could pay for this hobby craft. That's what
Sure.
you want. Listen to me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
If you said to me, Judge, I needed a way to get to work. And if I couldn't get to work, I couldn't pay child support. This is my mode of transportation. I'd have a little sympathy for you. That's not what you're saying to me. You're saying to me, this is a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I have another car that I use for work.
I don't actually own a car.
I don't care how you get to work. I don't care if you get to work by subway or if you get to work by trolley.
Okay.
This is not your mode of transportation to work. So if you lost your job and you had to replace a job with a job where you were making less money, the answer isn't cutting your child support payments, sir. The answer is getting rid of your... I'm speaking. The answer is getting rid of your hobby. You don't say to her, take less money, agree to take less money so that I can make the payments, because that's what you said in your answer. I said to myself, I'm not getting this right.
Well, let me try
He wants to reduce his child support, and she said no. So let me read it here. Let me read it here so I got it. I should have it exactly. She agreed to make the payments out of the child support that I was giving her.
Out of the additional child support.
There's no additional child support, sir. There's no additional child support. You moved for a downward modification. Because
yes.
You moved for a downward modification.
Right.
The downward modification was denied.
Correct.
So there's no extra child support. She didn't get extra child support. You didn't like the computation with your new job. And your new job, according to the federal guidelines, probably said there's a low end and a high end, and they said to you, whatever it is, you're going to pay the high end.
Right.
Been there, done that, now you have a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,544. Sell the motorcycle, goodbye and good luck. Thank you.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 198 on the calendar in the matter of Rose versus Mashoud. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Rose, you rented a room from the defendant, and according to your complaint, you were forced to move out early.
Yes.
You want prorated rent.
Yes.
You certainly want your security deposit back. And you want compensation for what you say were very nasty things that the defendant posted about you on the internet.
That's correct.
The defendant says that you chose to move out. You don't get compensated for choosing to leave before the end of the 30 days. That your cat did some damage to the rug, so you don't get your security back. And she acknowledges she wrote nasty things about you on the internet, but she said everything she wrote about you was the truth, and the truth is a perfect defense.
That's very true.
When did you move into this room, Ms. Rose?
On May 1st. On April 22nd, I answered an ad.
Do you recall what it said?
It said that I was going to be a roommate, that it was $400 for the rent, that she had 3 cats, and 1 more would be great. And
no, just a second. That's not what the ad said.
Yes, it did. It said she had 3 cats and 1 more would be great.
Oh, that's what the ad said?
Yes.
It must be a very long ad. Where was it?
Craigslist.com.
.org. .org. Correction. Tell me what happened when you went and looked in the house.
It was 11 o'clock at night. She said that it was dirty, but she would clean it, and that the hot water in the sink was broken, the pipe, but she would fix it before I moved in, and the toilet that I was renting out with the bathroom was broken as well, but that would be fixed as well.
How many rooms did you look at?
3 different rooms, and this is the one that I chose.
This is the one that had a broken sink, a broken toilet, and was filthy. Is the one that you chose, Miss Rose?
Actually, it was the rent. It was cheaper than normal. Others were asking for $650, so I figured I was only going to be here till the summer. It should not be an issue.
Was the toilet fixed?
No, the toilet was never fixed, and neither was the hot water, which I had to eat out because I couldn't wash dishes. There were maggots in the sink. There were roaches, flies.
Who else lived in the house?
It was supposed to be just myself and Sheena, and she brought her crackhead mother in, who has no teeth and has tattoos everywhere, who she failed to mention was an ex-convict who had been in jail for 12 years for a violent crime. Not only that, but...
Just a second. When you moved in May 1st, was her mother there?
No, her mother was not there.
When did her mother move in?
Her mother started coming by in the middle of May and started hanging out, bringing her other crackhead friends who had no teeth.
I'm a dentist's daughter. Let's not talk about the teeth. Let's talk about the drugs.
Okay.
What makes you think that she was using crack?
Because I came home the night before I moved out, and her friend were smoking crack in the living room.
That would give me a clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your mother incarcerated for, Miss Mashoud?
I believe it was theft, and she violated her parole several times.
She violated her parole because of her drug use?
No, it had to do with the fact that she wasn't seeing her probation officer like she was supposed to when she was released early.
Listen, if you're released early and you want to stay out of jail, unless you're involved with drugs, you usually see your probation officer.
Well, actually, the problem was that she moved back to Colorado without asking her probation officer, and she stayed out there for 3 years.
Well, that would be a problem.
Yes, obviously, as the rule was that she was supposed to keep in
contact. How long was she incarcerated?
I'm not sure. I never lived with my mom as a child, so.
When was she released from prison?
At least 5 years ago.
How come she started to come to your house?
Because I previously, before she had ever moved in, had paid my mom to come to my house to clean my apartment because I work 18-hour days. I have 2 different jobs. I work a bar job at night, and during the day I'm a special effects makeup artist. I work very hard, and I don't have time to spend, even if it is 4 hours that I get to sleep, to spend cleaning up my apartment.
You mean there's nobody else that could clean your apartment other than your mother?
Well, I don't trust anybody else to come into my apartment because I have many things that are worth a lot of money.
So what you're telling me is you trust your mother?
Yes, I do.
The mother who she says, and I believe her,
yes,
invited somebody into your home and they were smoking dope in your house.
Nobody else other than my mom was invited into my home.
Well, she did. Bring somebody else into your home.
I had never seen the person.
Well, I'm telling you, she did. She did, so your judgment wasn't very good. In choosing your mother, listen to me, your judgment wasn't very good in choosing your mother to clean your house.
I believe my judgment was just fine. Aside from the fact that she had been incarcerated before, it doesn't mean that she would do anything like that again.
Well,
It was
but
a
she
petty
brought
problem.
somebody,
I
listen
love
to
my
me.
mother.
She brought somebody into your house and they were smoking
There's
dope
no
in
proof
your
of that.
house.
Who is
I
that?
believe her.
I'm glad you believe her, but I don't know that that's true. I know that my mom has not been on drugs for many years. I know that she does have permanent psychosis because of doing drugs for many years, and that is true. But she is not a current drug user, otherwise I wouldn't bring her into my house because I wouldn't trust her around my stuff personally.
Ms. Michoud, that's your problem. You want to have
it
this
is.
unabiding faith in your mother, with whom you say you never resided when you were growing up,
That's
who was
true.
incarcerated most of that time. That's up to you. I absolutely, 100% believe her when she says that she came home the day before she moved out and your mother was in the house smoking dope, which, as far as I'm concerned, gives her the right to leave in the middle of the month.
Well,
I'm speaking. What day of the month did you move out?
It was the 18th.
So you want prorated rent for the 12 days that you weren't there.
That's correct.
Okay, and how much does that come to?
$146.50.
My mother had not moved in at that point. She was a guest of mine.
Excuse me?
Shh. Listen to me. She doesn't. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Michoud. She doesn't. Listen. Try to listen. I know you got a lot going on in your hair and your face, everything else, but try to pay attention. She doesn't have to live in your house. You have invited a guest into your home, your mother, who was involved in behavior that I believe could have endangered someone else who was living in the house. If the police had come to your house and found your mother and someone else in possession of crack cocaine in your house, everyone in the house would have been involved in that drug sweep. So she was very smart to move out. And since you have acknowledged that you invited your mother into the house for the purposes of cleaning, you can't say she had no right to move. She did have a right to move. And since you invited this problem into your house, you have to compensate her for the 12 days in rent that she did not have use and enjoyment of her room.
Well,
that's my ruling. You may not like it. That's why
She
you
failed to
go
mention
to
that her boyfriend
That's
is a
why
speed addict,
I'm speaking.
and he's in
listen,
my and he was
listen
staying
to
in
me.
my house.
Listen to me very
For the
carefully.
whole time she was there.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. I don't know where else you work or what else you do to enhance your senses, but in my courtroom, I speak, I listen.
Obviously, you don't listen very well.
You don't. I'm listening. You're not hearing what I'm saying because you don't like the answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you because it's really
how she meets
unseemly.
random
Suffice,
men on
I'm
the internet.
speaking.
And later today,
Somebody standing there with an open door, primping, while I'm waiting to get into a parking space, would rile the hell out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jenny Rose says ex-roommate Sheena Michoud owes for the return of rent and a security deposit. Jenny also claims Sheena slandered her via the internet.
How much is your security?
$200. I have a copy of the sublease as well.
Can I see it, please?
And I have a copy of the letter she told me to vacate immediately.
Okay.
She wanted me to pay for her mother's rent for the next month.
Listen. Did you write this letter? There will be a $500 rent increase for your bedroom and private bathroom starting July 1st. Did you write this?
Yes, that's what
All right, good.
Hutchinson told me to do.
$146.50 and $200 for your security deposit. Do you have any pictures of the ruined rug that was allegedly caused by her cats?
No, but
Good. Now I would like to see what was written on the internet.
This is a networking site that my coworkers, my supervisors and boss, as well as my family and friends read. I was contacted by one of my coworkers.
Well, the one thing I do know for sure, Miss Michoud, is that you have a filthy mouth.
Thank you.
And I assume that you work in this town?
Yes, I do.
Good. I certainly hope that enough people, since we do have a reasonable audience in this town, watch this and know that I personally am offended that a woman would use the kind of vulgarities that you do written. I don't think, quite frankly, Miss Rose, that any fair-minded, reasonable person would accept anything that you wrote here as true.
Oh, of course not.
Because she clearly is a demented, sick girl. I don't know how she finds work in this town, but clearly there are a lot of demented, sick people who want demented, sick employees. That's the problem here sometimes. I can't judge that. Clearly, this is miserable. I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish to my satisfaction that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you, because certainly you don't want that, and I wouldn't, because it's really unseemly. Suffice, I'm speaking! I'm speaking!
Am I going to speak at all this?
No, go speak outside. Somebody who wants to hear you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $346.50. Thank you.
Toodles. I had invited my mother over to clean my house while I was on vacation, and she accused my mom of being a thief.
Those who look like trash and act like trash are usually trash.
She's been nothing but a terror to me, pretty much like a little yipping chihuahua.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with her crackhead mother and the fact that she has no teeth and thinks she's a lot, which she's not. So it's good. I'm happy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hardison versus Jarvis. Step forward.
Crystal Hardison is suing fellow motorist Robert Jarvis for vandalizing her Ford Explorer by kicking it. Crystal claims her mother witnessed the incident.
Ms. Hardison, what kind of car do you drive?
It's a 2005 Ford Explorer.
What about you, Mr. Jarvis?
95 Mitsubishi Galant.
What was the date of this incident?
June 2nd.
And you were going into a drugstore to get a prescription filled?
Exactly.
And what were you going to do there, Mr. Jarvis?
I was pulling in to get her my fiance a drink and a candy bar.
Was she with you?
Yes.
And you were both going to the same store, so you pulled in first?
Yes.
And it is your claim that Mr. Jarvis intentionally not only spit on your car, but also dented it?
Yes.
Mr. Jarvis says he might have spit on it, not intentionally, but he certainly didn't dent it. And your mother was with you?
Exactly. And my 11-month-old son.
Well, he's not here to testify, but your mother certainly is. When you went into the store, Miss Hardison, your mother remained in the car?
Exactly.
And when you went into the store, did your fiancé remain in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
She pulled in first.
She was already parked.
Tell me what she was doing, Mr. Jarvis.
Well, as I was pulling in, I was waiting on her for about 2 to 3 minutes while she was brushing her hair with the door open in the parking place.
So you were waiting to pull in because she had the big door open for this SUV, brushing her hair?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you waiting?
2 to 3 minutes tops.
Did you honk the horn?
No, I was just sitting there waiting to get in, being patient.
Why were you brushing your hair?
I'm pretty vain. So before I go anywhere, I always put my makeup on, brush my hair.
You were going to pick up a prescription.
Exactly. And that's my nature. If I'm going to a local store, I'll put clothes on, do my hair, and put my makeup on.
Hadn't you done all that before you went in?
I sure did, but I just wanted to make sure everything was straight.
Didn't you see Mr. Jarvis waiting for you?
At the time that I opened my door to get my brush out my purse, no, I didn't.
But there came a time when you did see him waiting for you.
I saw a front end of a car behind mine, yes.
And you continued to finish brushing your hair and then you put the brush back?
No. Once I saw the front end of the car, I said, oh, he's waiting, and I closed my door and went directly into CVS.
What happened when you came out?
I got to my driver's side door, and I saw there was spit on the window. I opened my door. I said, Mom, somebody spit on my window. And she can tell you the rest.
Step up, please. What is your last name?
Durante.
Tell me what happened that day on the 2nd of June in the parking lot.
Okay, on the 2nd of June, my daughter had to go to the pharmacist to pick up a prescription. And she got out of the car, opened the passenger side.
That's we got past the fact that she was brushing her hair to make sure she looked perfect.
Okay.
Never know who you're going to meet in the pharmacy.
Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Crystal came out. She says, Mom, who spit on my car? I said, don't worry. I got his tag number. I was sitting in the car on the passenger side, watching an incident on Route 1 to my right, and I see this man walk up to the car and just cover the window with spit. I said, I'm going to get his tag number. I went to get my purse. When I went down to get my purse, the whole car, Judge Judy, just like, yes. I looked up, I saw him, I heard his door, bam, slam. He was going, he closed his door and walked behind his car and got into the driver's side.
Okay, so a passenger door slam, and then he walked around to get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And the passenger side door was where your car was?
Yes.
Got it. Now, do you have any proof of damage to your car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Jarvis, I'm going to save you the trouble, sir. According to your answer, you were having sinus problems that day, so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
spit.
Yes.
You don't know where it landed.
No, I didn't have no intention of spitting on a vehicle. No.
It was just a bad sinus.
Yes. I had sinuses all
And
that day.
you caused no damage to the plaintiff's car.
Absolutely not.
Now I'd like to see the... Okay. See, I'm going to saved you all that trouble.
Your car's green.
My car's green.
But your boot isn't
damaged.
And besides, my car door don't go that high.
It may not have been your car, sir.
And I was never on that side of the vehicle. I was driving.
Mr. Jarvis, what you're asking me to do is to say to this lady that she's lying. Now, common sense, which is really what we're about here, suggests to me that you were annoyed at this young lady.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well...
I was being patient.
Well, listen. Then you are the only one I know who, under those circumstances, wouldn't be annoyed. I would be infuriated.
But to be cussed and belligerent...
Just a minute. I would be infuriated if I was sitting there patiently and somebody was not just putting a baby in a car, because that you wait for, you know, adjusting a car seat or whatever, but somebody standing there with an open door, primping and brushing their hair while I'm waiting to get into a parking space would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Can I have her come up?
If you want to.
I'd just like to say that night when the police contacted us, the only thing that they said was that he spit on the window. When he called back to the police department, the police officer said that this was ridiculous and dropped it. 30 days later, we received it stating that there was damage. Why that night? Was there no record at the police department?
I have no idea. Maybe they couldn't see it.
And she drove all the way home and the spit stayed on the window?
Listen to me.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Does she listen to me?
Free money. That's
I'm
what they're
speaking.
trying to get.
Does she look psychotic to you? No, listen to me. Not the daughter who was primping, who has to comb her hair before she goes to pick up a prescription. I'm talking about her mother.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a nurse. People are psychotic all the time and they don't
Listen to me. Well, listen. I've been around twice as long as you have. This lady is not psychotic. This lady did not take down your tags and report this matter to the police because she was having a psychotic episode. That's my judgment. Now, let me see how much it costs to fix your car.
Okay. I have two estimates.
You have a 10-year-old car.
$578 for Windex is a little ridiculous.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Windex.
There's no dent caused by him. That is definite.
That's just trying to get free money, is what it is.
I never got out that car, so nobody was ever on that side of the car at any point. I was in that passenger side of that car.
Nobody suggested that you did any damage to the car, madam. Cheaper of the estimate is $369.80. Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $369.80. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Versus Deem. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Ruddock, it is your claim that the defendant has your property from your home, television, furniture, etc. The defendant says that you sold him this property, and he has a notarized bill of sale to prove it. How do you know him?
Years ago, when I was in property management, I leased him and his best friend an apartment. And through the years, I had gotten married. Recently, we had gotten back in contact.
How did you do that?
I had made a phone call to him. Me and my husband were having issues at the time. And
were you and your husband still living together?
No, we were separated.
So you contacted him for what purpose?
We were together at one time.
You were a couple?
Yes.
My question is, you contacted him why?
Out of old caring feelings, that kind of thing.
Okay. When did you contact him?
I believe it was in September.
And you and your husband were not living together at the
No.
time? Okay. So how did he come into possession of your furniture?
Back in November, around Thanksgiving time, he works with a bail bond company, and him and his friends had gone into one of their clients' homes and were staking it out. And they were waiting for the client to come back into the home and get money back from him so he could be released. And my notary stamp was involved in this, and he clearly told me that he had taken it, used my name, signed my name on this power of attorney to remove the belongings from this home.
Just a second. What does that have to do with your furniture?
What that has to do with it is the state of Nevada had pressed charges on him and had got in contact with me in December.
Just a second. So far, all you've told me is that in September of 2003, you were separated from your husband, and you put in a call to Mr. Deem because you and he were a couple at one time.
Correct.
That's all I heard. Then I heard some Bubba-mices about him being in somebody else's house with Richard Dreyfuss on a stakeout. Do you understand?
Correct.
We're not at your house yet.
Okay.
With your furniture.
Basically, what happened in December is I'd been contacted by the state of Nevada.
No, you're back there again, Mrs. Ruddock.
I had to leave for my safety.
Mrs. Ruddock, I don't know how he came to live in your house, madam.
Because he had established residence there.
Well, we didn't get to that. So let's go back to September when you placed a phone call to him. You said hello. He said hello.
We became a couple again.
I don't know what that means, we became a couple.
He moved into my home.
When did he move into your home?
Probably the first part of October, along with his daughter. Then in December, I was contacted by the state of Nevada that my car had been involved in a criminal activity.
Your what?
My Cadillac, my car, my vehicle that Mr. Deem had been driving. And at that time, me and him had decided to go our separate ways, and he had contacted me when I was at work on my cell phone telling me to bring his belongings back to him. Or I could say sorry, and this would all go away.
Just a second. Miss Ruddock, you are all over the place, and I'm having a really difficult time following you, madam. Was he living in your home, or was he not living in your home?
Yes, he was living in my home.
So in December, he was living in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And at that time, on that same day...
What day?
It was December 8th or the 7th of 2003.
Okay.
And he had called telling me if I didn't bring his car back to him, then everything could be okay with us if I said sorry. I feared for my safety at that time because I'd been in contact with the state of Nevada. I got my children and went to California because I had told them what I knew, what he had done with my notary stamp in forging my name on this power of attorney where it goes back in November. And I left with my children at that time for fear of my safety. When I came back on December 14th, I had called the police, and they went up with me. They looked at the 5-day on the notice, and the cop handed it to me. He says, "Are you aware that you've been served this 5-day?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This 5-day right here.
What do you mean you have been served with a 5-day?
That's what
a 5-day what?
A 5-day notice to leave my home.
Who was on the lease in your home?
My husband, myself, and my children. This is the lease right here. So I held the original lease.
Well, your children can't sign a lease.
No, but they just put 2 adults, 2 children.
Okay. December 7th or 8th you left. Is that what you say? And you came back on December 14th. And between December 7th or 8th and December 14th is when you say he came into possession of your furniture and your belongings?
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Deem. You do not deny that you have Mrs. Ruddock's furniture and television, et cetera, but it is your claim that she sold you all this property. Is that
yes,
right?
Your Honor.
All right. So let me hear how she sold you the property, sir.
Well, let's put a little clarity on this. As Ms. Ruddock was saying, I knew her years ago. She was dating my bounty hunting partner at the time. And once they broke it off, we dated for a couple weeks till I found out that she was still seeing her husband.
Okay. Listen to me. I don't want to go back that far,
okay.
Mr. Deem. You have her furniture. Prove to me, sir, that she sold it to you because she owed you money.
That's what I think, but what it is, it was another little thing she was doing as far as so her husband wouldn't get half the belongings.
You swore in your answer, sir, that she sold you her furniture because she owed you money. That's what you said. So I want you to try sticking to one story. Explain to me how she owed you money, for what, and when she sold you the furniture.
She told me that she was selling me the furniture for the money that she owed me, but I knew because...
Just a minute. Tell me what money she owed you, Mr. Dean.
I paid off her warrants.
Paid off her warrants. Warrants for what?
For bad checks, Your Honor.
Okay. And you paid them off how, sir?
By giving her the money which she never used to pay the warrants.
Show me.
Show you?
Show me. Check, money order, withdrawal from a bank.
I gave her cash, Your Honor.
Show me check, money order, or withdrawal from the bank.
I don't have that, Your Honor. Just my daughter is a witness attesting to that.
I'm not going to ask her a question. I mean, what do you think you were coming to court for, sir? Tea dance?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And what I'm telling you is this isn't worth anything. If you are aware that she is trying to commit a fraud, then this goes in the garbage. Do you understand, Mr. Dean?
And later today...
She's the one that told me that she let her do it because my daughter has a problem with her mouth. No, I don't allow other kids to hit kids in my care, Your Honor. I've seen it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marlene Ruddock claims ex-boyfriend Tim Dean forged documents in order to steal her belongings. Tim says Marlene was trying to hide property from her ex-husband.
First of all, let me see the bill of sale, and then you're going to explain to me exactly how she was compensated for her furniture. Show me the bill of sale and then explain to me how she was compensated.
Gave it to her. She has a copy of it, Your Honor.
You have the bill of sale?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. And this is also...
Don't speak. Just show it to me. I have a feeling you two of you deserve each other.
This is forged, Your Honor. That's what my...
I didn't ask you a thing. I asked you for the bill of sale. Do you understand?
Yes.
I mean, I think that you're a con artist as well. I know he is. I don't think you're much better. We'll show this to him. Let's see if this is. Is that the bill of sale, sir, that you showed the police?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Dean. So I am correct, sir. When she came back on December the 14th, she said, give me my furniture back. You said, I have a bill of sale, right? She sold me the furniture.
Correct.
Right? She sold you the furniture for a big screen Mitsubishi television set for $1, all household furnishings for $1, all tools for $1, all appliances for $1, all wall hangers for $1, all bedding for $1, and the 1993 Cadillac Eldorado for $2.50.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, are you still living in the apartment, sir?
It's a house, Your Honor.
Are you still living in the house?
Correct.
Good. With all of this stuff? With all of this stuff?
No.
Yeah.
The only thing.
Yeah, listen to me,
The
sir.
only thing of value was the big screen TV. In fact, everything
now
else.
listen to me, sir. Now I want you to listen to me very, very carefully.
Okay.
Did I tell you about 5 minutes ago that I'm smarter than you are? I don't think you believe me. This is not a bill of sale that reflects the value of this property.
Exactly.
And if what you're telling me is that you knew that what Miss Ruddock was trying to do was to fraudulently convey marital property to you, is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Then what I'm telling you is this isn't worth anything. Do you understand? If you are aware that she is trying to commit a fraud and you are complicit in that, then this goes in the garbage. Do you understand, Mr. Dean?
She owed me the money, Your Honor.
No, now we're getting back to, oh, she owed me the money. And what I'm telling you is, show me. I want you to show me. And if you can't, say, I can't.
I can't, Your Honor.
Good. Then I find that that is a fraudulent conveyance, and within 5 days, she will be there with a moving van to pick up all the items on that piece of garbage, including all of the household furniture, the television, etc.
Everything of those items is mine, Your Honor. As far as the money.
Listen to me, sir. Show me. Show me, Mr. Dean.
Those items are mine.
That is too bad. And I'm telling you, she is coming to pick up your property.
No, she's
the
not,
property,
Your Honor.
sir. Yes, 5 days from today. Absolutely, Mr. Dean. That is what's going to happen, sir. Now let's get to your counterclaim. I don't want to hear anything else. Counterclaim, Mr. Dean.
Your Honor, I know exactly what's going on here, and I don't appreciate it.
That's too bad, sir. If you're not going to get to your counterclaim is dismissed with prejudice. Step out. 5 days from today, the court will enter an order. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've got a temporary restraining order from this woman.
As I've said before, he's a shyster.
She slashed my tires.
Me slashing tires is not my style, that's his.
She tried to tow my vehicles.
He knows that everything he said was a lie.
She's psycho.
I'm glad Judge Judy ruled in my favor.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Barclay versus Korn. Step forward.
Child care provider Mary Barclay is suing her former client, Marie Korn, for unpaid babysitting fees. Marie says Mary's home wasn't a safe environment for her children.
Miss Barclay, you were hired by Miss Korn to babysit for her children. And according to you, you had the following arrangement. She was receiving money from the state for child care, I gather, because of her income. And you were to receive money from the state to take care of the children. In addition, according to you, you claim that you had an agreement that if you babysat additional periods of time, she would pay you over and above what the state paid. It is your claim that you were paid by the state, but were not paid for the overtime that you worked for Miss Korn. That's what your case is about.
Yes.
And Ms. Korn says that you were paid everything that was agreed upon, which was the amount of money that the state paid for babysitting, and she removed the children because of what she perceived to be inadequate care. Ms. Barkley, do you babysit for a living? Do you have daycare facility?
I babysit other children in my home.
And how many children?
Probably 3. I watch my grandsons a lot.
How many grandsons do you have?
2.
And how many children did Ms. Korn have?
2.
So you had 4 children in your house.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start to babysit for Ms. Korn's children?
March 19th, I do believe.
And when did you cease babysitting for her?
August 10th, 2004.
How many days a week?
5 days a week.
What time to what time?
Her hours varied.
And did you fill out a timesheet for the state?
Yes, I did.
And were you paid according to that timesheet?
I was paid for the state's part.
What do you mean you were paid for the state's part?
The
What did that
state
mean?
only allows a certain amount of hours a month to be paid.
And how many hours is that?
180.
So it's about 8 or 9 hours a day. Is that right?
Or more.
Okay, so let me hear.
Well, I babysit a lot longer than that. She is responsible for anything that the state did not pay.
Show me your agreement with her, Miss Barkley.
We don't have a written agreement, but I told her that she was responsible for anything that the state did not pay.
And what did she say to you?
She said okay.
Well, in the month of April of 2004, did you babysit more than the 180 hours?
Yes, I did.
Did she pay you any money?
No.
In the month of May, did you babysit for more than the 180 hours?
Yes.
Did she pay you any money?
No.
In June, did she pay you any money?
No. Yes. Well, yes. I paid a co-payment. She paid me $25, but not until July 9th.
What was the $25 for?
That was a co-payment.
What is a co-payment?
The state paid a certain amount, and I was responsible for $25.
Just $25? Is that what it says in your state contract?
That's what it said, yes. They sent me a form saying I owed her $25 for my co-payment.
How much did you receive from the state each full month that you babysat for the children?
The most they would pay me is $594.
So $600 a month. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I assume you got the maximum each month.
Yes.
And at the same time, you were home with your 2 grandsons. Is that right? So you were home anyway and making an extra $600. Okay. Now, did you have an agreement with Ms. Barkley to pay her money over and above what the state paid?
Yes.
And how much were you supposed to pay her?
I don't know. We asked her several times for a figure, and she never gave me the hours.
So when for the first time did she ask you for additional money?
About June.
And tell me about the conversation.
She said that she was having problems having her house payment, making her house payment, and she needed the extra money then, and asked me when I could pay it. My husband asked her for the hours that we owed her, and she did not give it to him several times. He asked her.
Did you have an agreement to pay her additional hours prior to June?
Yes.
So you owe her for the additional hours?
Not as much as she says.
Did you have her, Miss Barkley, for the months that you babysat, sign something at the end of each month indicating the number of hours that you worked?
Yes.
Can I see it, please?
I don't have that copy, but I have the receipt from the state that shows all the hours and the amount I billed and how much that...
Well, let me see.
Well, let's see. And here's a breakdown of it.
I don't want a breakdown. I want to see what the state sent you. That's very simple. Not what you wrote for this case, but what the state sent you. Oh, well, it's very easy because it says here parent amount. Okay, since you acknowledged that you had an arrangement with her that you were going to make payments over and above what the state paid her for the time that she watched the children during the hours that you were supposed to be working, you acknowledged that.
Right.
And the state authorized certain payments, and you acknowledged that you were supposed to pay her what the state did not authorize. You owe her $1,315 unless there was a reason why you shouldn't pay it. Is there?
At the time, my kids were not in a safe environment. She was not just watching her grandchildren and my children. There was a 13-year-old there who was hitting and kicking my daughter.
When did you find out about that?
My daughter came home and had a bruise on her stomach.
When?
That was in June.
She continued to babysit according to this
did.
until August. So one of your children came home with a bruise in her stomach and you let her stay there?
As long as the 13-year-old wasn't there.
Well, when did you have a discussion with her about the 13-year-old?
She's the one that told me that she had let her do it because my daughter has a problem with her mouth. No, I don't allow other kids to hit kids in my care, Your Honor. That is definitely forbidden with me. I've seen it.
Well, listen to me.
Hello.
Listen to me. I can't believe that a normal parent, if she felt as if her children were being abused in your home, would leave your children there.
It happened once, Your Honor.
Well, then you didn't think it was so serious.
At the time, I thought my daughter had lied to me.
Well, then that's not a reason not to pay her the money that you owed her.
But then when my husband asked her to account for the hours, she couldn't.
Well, now we know that the state's accounted for the hours. say anything?
Yes, I do.
Say it fast.
Would like to say there was 3 or 4 times that the kids were dropped off at our house to the gentleman, our next door neighbor, and he would just open our door and just let the kids loose. I mean, there was nobody there watching our kids at all, and that's towards the end when we finally found a different babysitter.
Why did you let your children go back there?
We didn't after
Well,
that.
yeah, we didn't after that.
You said there were 3 or 4 times. The first time somebody would drop off my children who were babies like this and just put them in a house would be the last time they would babysit. Why did you bring the children back there for it to happen another 3 times?
We don't have other options with a babysitter.
His mother.
I wanted to explain something to you. Let's keep our fingers crossed for these children.
Okay.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,315.
Please excuse you. Versus Nelson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Nelson, this is your son.
Yes.
You were married to his mother, and did you formally adopt him?
Yes.
And you are now divorced from his mother?
Yes.
When was that divorce?
September.
Of?
06.
According to your complaint, you believe that your son owes you for a car that you gave to him, titled in his name, but with a condition. And the condition was the car would be returned to you if and when he joined the Navy.
He told me he was already signed up for the Navy in January.
Right. So that was the condition that you indicated.
To get him off of a motorcycle that he was riding rather recklessly.
Right. And you said to him, here's a car, putting it in your name. When you go into the Navy, I want you to give it back.
Right.
Did you ever go into the Navy?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nelson, I read your whole complaint, and your whole complaint has sort of a convoluted story about certain trust that you had in your son to do the right thing. He took the car, he sold it to somebody else, then he took it back, then he sold it to another person. Bottom line is, I read your complaint very carefully, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And your complaint is clear. Even if I believe what you said in your complaint, which was you gave him this car, you transferred the title to him, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
He insured the car himself, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you pay for the insurance yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how long did you drive the car?
Only for a couple months, Your Honor.
Then you sold it and bought something else.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Nelson, stop playing with your papers.
Okay.
Because you're not going to understand what I'm saying to you unless you pay attention.
Gotcha.
If I believe what you say in your complaint, you made him a conditional gift. And the condition of that gift was that the car would be returned to you when he entered the Navy. But he has not entered the Navy.
Okay.
So how can you get the car back? Or the value of the car?
Okay.
Do you understand? I know that you're angry with him. I don't know exactly why. Maybe we can resolve that. But the conditional gift that you made to him it becomes a permanent gift if he never joins the Navy. Is it your intention to join the Navy?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
I decided to keep pursuing my medical field that I am now.
And not join the Navy? Okay. Ever. When did you give him the car, Mr. Nelson, just for my own information?
September 27, 06.
And you titled it in that same month. And when did you sell the car, sir?
Down in October, around.
Who'd you sell it to?
I didn't personally meet them. My stepfather actually had it in Desert Hot Springs, and he sold it for me.
To whom did you sell it?
To a private party out of Banning.
Stand up. How much did you sell it for?
Your Honor, Christopher owed me some money, so he'd gotten another vehicle. So in lieu of the money that he owed me...
What did he owe you money for?
Personal loans.
Explain it to me.
Just everyday living, helping him with insurance, paying for some of his tuitions through furthering his education in the EMS field, things of that nature.
How much did he owe you?
About $4,500. Educations are expensive.
How long have you been married to his mother?
Since July of 06.
You were divorced in September of 06. So how could you be married in July of 06?
It was a typo on the court's behalf, and we're since straightening that out in litigation.
What do you mean you're straightening that out? What does that mean?
Well, what it means is there was a typo that instead of putting a 9 when the divorce would have been finalized, it would look like a 7. So we went forward with the wedding. Come to find out later that it was a typo, so we're in litigation now at the courts to rectify that.
Why don't you just get married again?
We will, sir. Ma'am, when we're done with this. Pardon me.
May I reiterate?
Just a second. So let's assume he owed you $4,500 in the relatively short time that you've been together with his mother. How much did you sell the car for?
That exact amount.
To whom?
I don't know the name of the person. It was I took the car to my place of employment, placed a for sale sign in it, and 5 hours later sold the car. I don't know the name of the people. I really didn't expect this.
A man or a woman?
It was a man for his daughter.
Did you get a check or cash?
I received cash.
Do you know that I don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth?
I'm sorry.
Do you know
I'm sorry.
that I don't really believe a word that's coming out of your mouth? Do you trust him?
I know it was true.
Well, let me tell you something. Most of what he just told me was not true.
I beg to differ, Your Honor.
Oh,
under
you
this
can
day
do
that
all
I
you
just,
like. You can do all you like, sir, but I understand.
I just swore between God and this court to tell the truth.
Quiet. I understand why Mr. Nelson is annoyed. The truth of the matter is, he made a conditional gift, and it didn't work out the way he had assumed it was work out. He certainly wasn't giving his son a car to give to you, to give you money. And so I can understand why he's annoyed. I understand why you're annoyed, sir.
Thank you.
Okay?
When I get a chance, I'd like to explain.
Go ahead.
First, the car was stolen from her. She has a judgment on it.
A judgment? What do you mean it was stolen from you?
He sold the car to her, not to him.
Who sold the car to her?
Christopher sold the car to her.
Which is Christopher?
Christopher.
You sold the car to this lady?
For $7,500.
I'm speaking.
No, Your Honor.
You did not.
No, Your Honor.
There's the judgment.
I'd like to explain.
Go ahead.
When I received the car, I heard from a friend that I believe Kelly was looking for a car around $5,000, $7,500 or so. And so me and her were talking and everything, but she only had about $2,500 to give me. I knew she was going through some hard time, so we made a verbal agreement that she was to have possession of the car and I was to retain ownership until final payment. After a couple of weeks, I kept getting the same response that...
How much money did she give you?
She gave me $2,500 as a down payment. And then I was still waiting on $5,000 when she went down to her security lockbox at quote-unquote Pachanga. Well, after many weeks of trying to talk to her and give me the same excuse, it wasn't until after I talked to a lawyer and a detective from the Marietta Police Department about the legal part of it that I was in full right to go and repossess my vehicle.
What'd you do with the $2,500?
She took me to court.
And what happened with it?
I even told her that I would give her the
What
back.
happened with it?
I was unable to attend.
What do you mean you were unable to attend?
I had a class that I was already enrolled in to further my...
Go ahead.
I have a witness in the back.
You didn't know you could appeal.
For what?
Christopher.
I will testify
To what?
to whatever you want to hear.
Well, I
He'll
don't want to testify to whatever
He
I
will
want to hear.
testify to the fact that he did steal the car. He was paid in
Just
full.
a second. Just a second. You have a judgment against him for $7,500?
She has the judgment.
You have a judgment against him, so there's no question.
Here's the bill of sales for the other car.
A court has already ruled on that.
On that one.
On this one.
But the other witness will testify that he did take the car.
No, I got it. He said he repossessed the car, and he couldn't go to the hearing, to the court date, because he had a class.
Okay.
And then he took the car back, and he gave it to his stepfather, who sold it, according to him, for
Here's the bill of sales on
$4,500.
there,
Can I see the bill of sale?
The ones that he can't find.
Your last name is Mater?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have a bill of sale, sir, with your signature on it, indicating that you sold this car to Joanna for $5,700.
I don't recall it being $5,700.
Well, why don't you take a look at this, sir?
Okay.
I don't remember it being that much either.
Obviously, this is a second-generated bill of sale with the price altered. I'm not a liar. I am a man of integrity. Have fun.
Listen, I don't have to get into all of this. You can sit down. I can understand why your father is angry with you. He made a gift to you. He was hoping that you would be able to use that gift and drive safely with that gift. And he didn't do it to line the pockets of anybody else, including taking care of the bills that you allegedly owed to your stepfather. He was trying to help you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, is there any reason why you did that?
What, Your Honor?
Took a wonderful gesture and made it not wonderful anymore.
It wasn't a wonderful gesture, Your Honor.
No, it wasn't?
No, Your Honor.
Well, let me ask you this question, sir. Do you think that your father could have sold that car to somebody else? Put your hand down. Well, you sold it to somebody for $7,500. He sold it to somebody for $5,700. Don't you think your father could have sold it to somebody else for $5,000?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's an answer. Instead, he gave it to you. Write it off. Mr. Nelson, legally, I can't help you because the condition was that you get it back.
Is what it is.
You get it back if he joined the Navy. Didn't join the Navy. He's not going to join the Navy. Unfortunate. Sometimes your best intentions are not necessarily.
His words were he signed up for the Navy in January.
I understand that.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Good
Your
enough.
case is
Thank you.
dismissed. That's all. You owe him an apology.
That'll never happen.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It is what it is. Liars, cheats, and thieves. The whole family.
He can't handle the fact that he has no control.
The captain of the fire department is less than honest.
The judge tried to attack my character, which was wrong. I was truthful as much as I could remember.
He's using his position to get personal vendettas.
He's jealous that I am married to his wife and basically have taken his prized possessions.
I just don't like dishonest people.
This guy is definitely less than stable. I just hope for society's sake they take care of this guy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lawler versus Fletcher, step forward.
Brittany Lawler claims ex-boyfriend Nathan Fletcher broke their apartment lease. Nathan says Brittany kicked him out after he spanked her son.
Miss Lawler, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together, signed a one-year lease in an apartment. You moved in, there were three of you. You, the defendant, and you have a child who's 6. You lived together and everything was pretty okay for a while, and then there was an incident involving your son. And the incident involving your son surrounded an eating tantrum that he had. And according to Mr. Fletcher, he threw a tantrum and Mr. Fletcher spanked him. After that, the two of you separated, never got back together again. Mr. Fletcher did pay the rent for a couple of months and then stopped. You want him to pay the last 3 or 4 months' rent because he signed the lease with you. Mr. Fletcher says that he really anticipated that you would be back together again, that you told him to leave, and that he's not going to pay any rent since you asked him to leave. And not only asked him to leave, you told him to leave. I believe in your answer, Mr. Fletcher, you say that her parents gave her an ultimatum. Either you left or they were taking her son.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what happened?
No.
Well, we'll find out. If they did say that, it probably would have been the right thing to do. Mr. Fletcher.
Yes, ma'am.
There are certain given facts in this case. You signed a joint lease, which obligated you to pay half the rent. You did not pay half the rent for how many months? 3?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Yes. 3 months. What for the other 7 months you did? And what was your share of the rent?
$745 a month.
And yours was $745?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you living now?
I'm still living there. The lease is not up yet, and I'm moving back in with my parents.
Who's paying the rent now?
I am.
From what?
I had to borrow money. I had to take out a personal loan with the bank in order to cover the rent.
Do you work?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Fletcher, tell me when you spanked her son.
It was evening of the 8th, Monday. Had cooked some dinner for him. Huh?
8th of what?
January. He was eating dinner, and all of a sudden he just started having a little tantrum, and I told him to stop, spitting food all over the carpet, told him to go to his room, wouldn't comply, so I spanked him.
Why don't you just pick him up and put him in his room?
Didn't think about it.
How old is he?
He was 5 at the time.
Where did you spank him?
On his bottom.
What'd you use?
Back of my hand.
How many times did you hit him?
I hit him once.
Once?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
I wasn't there. I'd have to take his word or my son's word. So.
Well, you don't have to take his word. What did your son say?
My son said that he had hit him very hard, so he was upset.
Is there any mark on him?
There was a little mark, yes.
You told your parents?
Yes.
And what happened?
When I saw it, I asked him, I said, you know what, you can't stay right now. This is not going to be a good situation. I don't know what's going to happen. I asked him to leave temporarily while he maybe did some parenting classes, maybe anger management or something to help cool things down and maybe fix the situation so that we could stay together.
So what do you want him to do?
I want him to fulfill his obligation and continue to pay the rest of the rent.
But he can't live there, Miss Lawler.
He can't live there because of his own behavior, because of his own actions.
I mean, I don't think if he hit, I'm not advocating Mr. Fletcher using corporal punishment on your child. Let's start with that. However, since you left him with your son in a position of parenting authority, there's a difference between corporal punishment and excessive corporal punishment. If Mr. Fletcher says he hit him once on the behind, and that's what he says, and you have no reason to dispute that, and if you told him to leave as a result of that, and he did not have the ability to stay in the apartment because of that, He shouldn't have to pay the rent.
He signed the lease, and because of his actions...
You move.
And how am I going to move with my son when everything in that apartment was mine?
Listen to me, Miss Lawler. That's a choice that you have. Instead of telling him to leave, say, listen, we have the following choices. We're both on this lease. I can't afford the rent because I'm not working. I'm going to move back with my parents. You can stay in the apartment. Or if I stay in the apartment, we have to do something with the lease. But you told him to leave.
It's temporary.
No.
Yes, it doesn't.
No, you gave him. No.
No.
My dear, temporary.
He left some of his stuff in the apartment, so he knew it was not permanent. I told him, you get some parenting classes, you do some counseling,
that has nothing to do with the lease?
Yes, it does. It has everything to do with
Miss
the
Lawler,
lease.
it has nothing to do with the lease, madam. He didn't sign a lease and sign on to take on parenting classes or anger management classes. That wasn't a condition of his lease.
No, he did sign a lease that he would fulfill his obligation to pay his rent for the entire year. It doesn't matter what happened. He has an obligation to finish paying the rent.
That's why you're here. He did, in fact, pay 2 months' rent when he wasn't living there.
Yes, because he said he would continue to pay the rent because it was his obligation.
And I'm telling you that you told him to leave.
I asked him to leave temporarily until the situation calmed down. Am I supposed to put my son and me in some situation
When is your lease? When is your lease?
comfortable?
Listen to me. When is your lease up?
My lease is up in the end of this month.
Well, you should have come to court earlier. I would have told you to go back to your parents earlier and told him to move back into the apartment.
What I have done? He can't pay the rent. We would have both still been on the lease, and we both still would be...
Miss Lawler, that's a what if. And what I'm telling you is the lease is up in 20 days. Instead of waiting 20 days, you should have sued him before. You should have gone in the first month that he said, I'm not paying you any more rent.
I couldn't, because I have to go back every month.
And then I would have said to you, Miss Lawler, go home to your parents now. Mr. Fletcher, you go back to the apartment and continue to pay the rent.
He couldn't have paid the rent by himself. Either way, if he had stayed or I'd stayed, it doesn't matter. We would still be in the same situation.
Miss Lawler, right now, he paid rent for 2 months in an apartment where
That
he was not living.
He
was not living.
Lease.
You threw him. Don't you get it?
I did not throw him out. I asked him to temporarily leave. That's not...
When did you invite him back?
I wouldn't invite him back had he not...
Just answer my question.
If you would let
When
me.
did you invite him? You said, I asked him to leave temporarily. When did you invite him back? On what date?
I told him he could come back when he took some counseling.
He doesn't have to do that,
Well,
madam.
then he doesn't have to continue the relationship with me. That was the circumstances. He knew that when he moved out, that he needed to get some help to continue the relationship so that he can move back in. It was not just the spanking of my son that started this. He has been unstable and yelling, screaming, accusing me of cheating. Every other week,
that's a whole other... Then you should have gone home to your parents earlier, Miss Lawler. Your case is dismissed.
Calendar in the matter of Jasinski versus Shepard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ladies. Have seats, please.
Ms. Jasinski, according to your complaint, you brought your dog into the defendant's salon to board for a while. You couldn't take care of him. And when you finally decided you wanted him back, she wouldn't return your dog. You wanted the dog back, or you want to be compensated financially for him. Why did you find it necessary to relinquish custody of your dog in the first place?
Because I was financially having trouble, but rather than just give him away or find him a new home, I wanted to work through the problems I was having.
So you're having financial difficulty?
I had just went through a divorce, and I was trying to get restabilized.
How did you know the defendant?
I knew her only through the fact that she had a salon and that she raised standard poodles.
This is Standard Poodle. You have a picture of him?
Yes.
I'd like to see him.
The black, the miniature poodle is about 16 years old.
And you kept the other one?
Yes.
Why couldn't you keep the bigger one with you?
Cole was living outdoors at the time, and he had a long coat. It was in the summer, and I was having problems with providing grooming at that time. And that's one reason I went to her, because she is a groomer. And she offered to take care of him, and then I would reimburse her when I picked him up.
First of all, when did you bring the dog to Miss Shepard?
I'm not actually sure the exact date. It was between...
When was it?
The 12th of May.
Had you ever groomed the dog for her before?
No.
Never taken care of the dog for her before?
No, ma'am.
So you were strangers. So you were strangers, and she, according to you, you brought the dog there just to babysit for the dog.
I am a groomer. I could not groom him because I did not have equipment to do so. But it goes beyond just the grooming part. He needed, care that I was not able to give him.
What kind of care?
He needed to be indoors, for one thing. he was an indoor dog.
I don't understand why he was living outdoors.
Because I was living where I could not keep him indoors.
So what you're telling me is that this dog was neglected?
No.
If a dog is living outside and a standard poodle requires grooming, otherwise they get matted,
Right, he was not matted. What his condition of his coat was long because I kept him long, and in that picture he has a long coat.
Okay. Tell me your conversation when you brought the dog to Miss Shepherd.
We did not conversate that much. I took the dog in. She knew my situation.
No, tell me what you said to her then on the phone. I have to know what your conversation was with her. I have two different versions of the conversation.
Okay. On the phone, it was that I was having trouble with him and that he needed some more care than I was able to give him at that time. I took him into her.
And what did she say to you?
She said that she could take care of him. She told me that I could bring him in. When I left him, we did not talk. I signed a paper saying my name and my phone number, and I left. I went back 2 days later, and we discussed what was going to happen with his care.
What was the discussion 2 days later?
The discussion was that since I was having trouble, she would keep him until I was able to get back on my feet. And
why would she do that for you? She's a perfect stranger to you.
She offered to take him. I would have to pay for his feed, for his vet expenses, and for grooming.
So did you do that?
When I came back, I asked her frequently how much he would be.
No. When you left the dog, did you give her any money?
No.
Did you give her any money the next week?
When I went to go pick him up, I was supposed to pay. I did keep in touch with her, and I did ask her regularly how much he would be. And she said we would have to see at the end.
Okay. There came a time, according to your complaint, that you wanted the dog back. When was that?
That was on June 28th.
Tell me about it.
I got back into town. I had went to Florida, and this was part of getting back on my feet. I had helped with a land sale in Florida. In that land sale, I received a finder's fee. I got back in town and called her on June 28th, and I have phone records to most of our conversations.
When did you leave town?
I left May 21st, I believe.
Between May 21st and June 28th, how many times did you contact Miss Shepherd?
About 5 times that I have phone records for.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and I told her I was coming in, asked her once again how much he would be, and she said, he's $1,000 or you could just come sign him over. And I told her I did not want to sign him over.
Okay, Miss Shepherd.
Dano first contacted the shop, and my bather answered the phone, and the request was, I know that Annette has standard poodles. She takes very good care of her dogs. I need her to find a home for my dog. I can't take care of him.
She didn't have this conversation with you. She had it with somebody else.
With my witness.
Could you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Stacy Lewis.
You bathe the dogs? Is that what you are? She said you're a bather.
Yes.
I assume you bathe something other than yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
And I also help out in the shop. We sold merchandise.
Do you remember when the conversation took place with Ms. Jasinski?
Yes, ma'am.
When was it?
It was about 3 days prior to her bringing in the dog. The first conversation with her that I had was over the phone. She called, wanted to speak with Annette. Annette wasn't in at the time. So I asked her, could I help her? And she stated to me, I have a dog that I need Annette to take for me. When we hear stuff like that, we refer them to her cell phone because it's an important call. And that was the end of our conversation. The second time she came into the shop, it was about 2 days later. And she came into the shop, and I asked her, could I help her? She said, I need to speak with Annette. Annette was out doing banking at that time.
When she came and asked for Annette, did she ask for her by name, or did she ask for the owner of the shop?
She asked for Annette by name.
How did you know her name?
Because the name of her shop is Annette's Pet Parlor.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Now, that time when she came all the way up into the grooming facility beyond the shop and stuff, and I said, can I help you? Annette's not in. She said, I have a dog that Annette's supposed to be finding a home for. I need to get in touch with Annette. I said, well, she's out running around. I said, either call her on her cell phone or try back in an hour. And that was the end of our conversations.
Okay. It was the next day that she brought the dog in?
Yes, she brought the dog on May the 12th.
Okay. Have a seat, Ms. Lewis.
And I was there. The dog was in very bad shape. He was extremely matted, hadn't been groomed in probably 5 to 6 months, which for a standard poodle is not a good thing. We talked. She asked me, when you find him a home, would you please let me know that he has a home, and if you can, let me know where he went. I said, I'd be glad to do that for you. She left the dog. I took him in. We groomed him. It took me 3 hours. Normally it takes an hour. He had cockleburs, fleas, ticks, straw, sticks in his coat. In 30 years of grooming, I've never seen a dog in this kind of shape. He was 20 pounds underweight. He was very, very sick. We did not think the dog would make it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
According to the vet, the dog was grossly underweight.
He was not underweight when I left him.
Of course he was, madam. You mean in 2 days the dog lost 20 pounds?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dana Jasinski says pet stylist Annette Shepard refuses to return her standard poodle. Annette says Dana is a negligent pet owner.
Okay, according to the vet who saw the dog was grossly underweight because the vet says when the dog had gained sufficient weight and was able to undergo surgery, he was brought for vaccination and neutering. The veterinarian says that the dog had hookworms, whipworms, which if allowed to persist for long periods of time can be life-threatening. The vet said that the dog was so heavily infested that he required 2 treatments, not just 1. Sounds to me as if the dog was not well
Could
cared
I
for.
see that or know the date at which she took him in?
The first time was the 14th of May, and then we took him back again on the 28th of May.
Correct. 2 days after you brought the dog into her.
When I stayed in contact with her, when I talked to her, and she never said anything like this, he was not underweight when I left him.
Of course he was, madam. You mean in 2 days the dog lost 20 pounds?
No, on June 25th, I asked her if she had taken him to the vet, and she said she had not.
I don't have to tell her anything what I'm doing with the dog.
As of June 25th...
Don't argue with each other.
As of June 25th,
Listen,
she had told me...
What I'm telling you is the dog had been neglected. And you may have been going through some serious difficulties yourself, but your dog had been neglected. Okay, when did you place this dog?
Probably within 8 weeks of when I got him.
Where did you get the dog from?
In Huntsville, Susan.
Do you have a receipt?
No, I do not.
Well, what I need is a bill for the dog, because what you're saying to me is that you want either the dog or you want the value of the dog.
To go find another standard poodle?
I don't want to know about going finding another standard poodle. I want to know how much you paid for the dog. I need that.
The dog I paid $500 for.
Okay. According to your testimony, if I believed you, you were going to pay Miss Shepard all of the vet bills, feed bills, the cost of caring for the dog. Did you ever board a dog before?
Yes. It's $10 a day and where we're from.
Who are you?
I'm her witness. I'm Julie Matthews. I'm one of her witnesses.
A witness to what?
To the incident with the dog and her calling the dog and keeping in touch with her and the phone calls that she made to the groomer. I'm a witness to that. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Julie Matthews.
Do you have a relationship to Miss?
We're friends, and we work together.
Where do you work?
We worked at Petco during this time.
We worked together in the grooming salon.
Were you working at Petco on May 12th?
No.
It did not open until June.
The store opened in June.
Okay. You were not present during any of her conversations when she turned Cole over to Miss Shepard?
Just a witness to that she tried to get a bill from her several times, and I ended up on the phone with her myself one of those times.
What was your conversation with Miss Shepard when Miss Shepard said...
Well, she didn't know she was talking to me. She had been talking to her on the cell phone. We were at work, and she was crying on the phone. She just handed me the phone, and then I'm just listening to somebody hollering through the phone.
What was she saying?
That she can't have her dog, she can't get her bill, and we said we was going to take her to court. She's like, well, just take me to court, and then it just ended in a hang-up. So that's
you didn't say anything to me.
Yeah, but I didn't really say nothing hardly at all. Just said, we'll see you in court is basically what I said.
You can have a seat.
Could I bring one more thing up?
Sure.
Actually, there's 2 more things. This is from a poodle message board, and I was going to let you read some things that Annette had typed. And also...
Oh, she said, this letter is about you, and if she ever contacts you about a dog, I wouldn't sell her a dead rat. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, and then this is also...
And?
And this was also something I had come across.
Well, what's wrong with this? She's saying that you neglected your dog, and she's a breed. Shh, shh. That's what she's saying. She's saying you neglected your dog. She's saying that she would not place any live animal with you. What is this?
That is a case I came across of at the courthouse that they gave me where she was found guilty of cruelty to animals.
That's not related to this case. This
It is
about
not related.
horses.
However,
horses.
it does tell her character
No,
to the
it
fact
does
that she
not
had
tell
that
her-
horse in her
It does not
care.
tell the character.
Shh. She did her homework.
Yes, she did.
She did her homework.
The part that she didn't tell is that the person that prosecuted me is the cousin to the DA.
Well, the horse that's here doesn't look like it's in very good condition.
No, it was
I don't
not.
know.
I had
don't know
contacted her to remove him from my premises, and she did not.
I don't know anything about this case, but certainly, Ms. Jasinski, you did your homework. What you didn't do was to take care of your dog.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dana Jasinski says Annette Shepard was boarding her standard poodle and refuses to give him back.
Okay, I find it really difficult to believe, being a dog owner, that you can leave a dog with a stranger for 2 months. And this isn't somebody that you know, that you had a relationship with, that you felt comfortable with. This was a stranger that you got out of the Yellow Pages. Stop playing with that, please.
Yes, ma'am.
How much do they charge to groom a standard poodle at Petco?
Depending, if you do the bath, brush out, and trim around the face, it's normally around $30.
That's very, very reasonable. Paid a lot more for my little tiny Shih Tzu.
And I charge more than that.
Okay. Now, according to your testimony, you believe that boarding should be $10 a day. I'm speaking. That's what you just told me. Your dog was there for almost 60 days. That would be $600 just to cover basic care. Now, that's $10 a day. I don't know anybody who'd take care of a big standard poodle for $10 a day. Probably more like $20 a day, which would be $1,200. Then you have a vet bill, which is here, and you have grooming. So when she said to you, your bill is $1,000, why would you even question that if she said that to you? You see, what doesn't make sense from your statement is if somebody said, well, it's $1,000, I would run in with the $1,000 and give her the $1,000 because that's a bargain.
I went to her for help with my dog. It's separate than boarding. If I had taken him in to board, and I do understand that boarding is
What do you
average
mean you went
$2
for
a day.
help? I don't understand what you mean. You went for help? She's a stranger to you. She's in
Right.
business.
She knew. We talked in depth about my situation as well as Cole and about me getting Cole back.
Listen to me. I don't believe you. She's a stranger to you. She's also a dog breeder. And clearly, based upon what I read, she does some rescue of standard poodles. Now, if you're going to her as a breeder groomer, then you expect to pay. And the $1,000 that you said you owed her, $500 a month to board, take care of the dog's vet bills, take care of the parasites, take care of the grooming, that's a bargain. So when you called up and you said, listen, we were in business, I came to you in a business relationship, which is what you're telling me. $1,000, I'll be there in a half hour with $1,000. You said you just got a check. That's why you came back. You weren't having financial problem anymore. If you went to her because you said, I can't take care of my dog anymore, so I'm not coming to you as a business, reluctantly, I'd like you to find a home for my dog, that I can understand. She's a stranger. She's a stranger to you. So either it was a business relationship, and when she said the bill is $1,000, you should have been there in 5 minutes, or she was taking the dog because the dog was a severely neglected dog, and the dog had to be taken care of, physically brought up to snuff, and then placed. Did you place the dog in a good home?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. But for the fact that the plaintiff brought this action, because you have a counterclaim for all of your expenses.
Yes, ma'am.
You wouldn't have brought this counterclaim. Is that right? No, because she brought the dog into you for
yes,
rescue.
Ma'am. That's correct.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I hope that the dog now has a good home.
He
That
does.
going to take care of him. He's an inside dog. He should remain an inside dog. Is he a dog that you still see for grooming?
Well, no, he actually got to live in a nice home in Ohio, and he stays indoors all the time. And
How did he get to Ohio?
They came and picked him up. This is the dog now, and he is in a great home. And I also made them sign a contract. If they could never keep him, he was to be returned to me to rehome. So they drove a long way to get him.
Just show these to the plaintiff, please. Well, he looks beautiful and he looks healthy.
Yes, he's in a great place.
Certainly based upon what the veterinarian says, a much different dog than the vet saw. without even...
And the problem with him was he had problems, and I had to quarantine him, and I did lose business for that. But, you know, I didn't care. I just wanted him in a good home.
Looks like he has that.
He does.
Okay, good. Your claim is dismissed, and your counterclaim is withdrawn?
Well, the veterinary bills I would like to have re-gotten, but it's not a big thing.
I didn't think so. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused in the matter of Porter versus Falcons.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Mr. Porter, you and some of your friends answered an ad in Craigslist for room,
Yes.
place to rent, and the defendants became your landlords. You have a band. You moved in with your friends and your band equipment. According to your complaint, you were supposed to pay them rent, and you didn't. You owe them $800. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any reason why you didn't pay rent?
Well, we were all looking for jobs, and we couldn't find a job at the time. We were going every day looking for a job, and we couldn't find a job.
Well, how do you visit that on strangers? Call your parents, call your sister, call your brother. I don't care what you do. You had a contract to pay them rent.
We were there for a month, and we did pay them rent for 2 weeks.
Yeah?
And then the other 2 weeks, we just didn't have, we just ran out of money. Couldn't pay him rent for the $800.
So what did you do?
We left them our equipment for collateral for the $800.
What equipment did you leave them?
I got here a contract stating of all the list of the equipment that we held at their house.
Very easy. Let's see. Yeah.
And this here also comes with it too. This is like a receipt because our PA system is what we made a collateral of, and then that equipment is what we had storage in their house also.
Oh, that's not what this says at all. It says you're leaving the following equipment with them as collateral for unpaid rent, and it lists all this equipment. All of it.
Yeah.
Not some of it, it lists all of it. And you didn't pay the rent.
Yeah.
And you still didn't pay the rent.
Right.
And?
That's why we made this receipt, so that we could distinguish what was going to be collateral out.
No. This is your contract. Is that receipt signed by everybody?
It's signed by...
Sorry. Is that receipt signed by everybody?
It's signed by them.
Is it signed by everybody?
No.
Then it can't modify this contract. This contract gives them all this equipment, everything, until your rent is paid. And you never paid your rent. So how could you sue them for equipment?
When I came back...
Yeah?
I came back because we all left to Utah, go back to Utah.
When?
When we couldn't pay rent. It was
What month and year?
In October.
October of 08.
08.
You went back to Utah and you left them all this junk in their house.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I had to come back in November because I had a few things that I had to take care of, and they told me I could live with them for a little bit, try to find a job for me, live with them. And in January, she rented our PA system out.
Just a minute, so you lived with them November, December?
December,
No.
Yeah.
If you speak again, I'm putting you out. Do you understand?
Sorry.
You wanted to be the plaintiff, you could have stood up there.
Sorry.
The hair out of your eyes so I could see you, please. So these nice people let you stay there November and December. How much rent did they charge you?
They didn't charge me any rent.
Well, sound like nice people to me. Let me hear what the rest of your problem is.
In January, they rented our PA system out for without my permission.
Who cares?
Our permission.
You didn't pay your rent. The equipment was theirs. Go ahead.
Okay, so the next day they kicked me out of the house, and
they kicked you out. Why? Did you open a fresh mouth to them?
No, because we were in our PA system out, and we didn't really agree to it. So I think that's why they kicked me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So far, you see, I'm not too sympathetic with you. You want to live in a grown-up world, you got to be a grown-up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the next day, I called a few friends, to help me out. Cameron was there.
To help you out? How?
To get the equipment out.
You didn't have the $800.
No, but like I said, what we understood was the PA was the only thing that was collateral.
Can you read?
Yes,
Take the hair out of your eyes so you can read.
Yes, I could read.
You want to read what that says?
I could read.
Now, I understand you went back with police.
Yes, I did.
What happened when you went back with the police?
Well, when I was getting my stuff out, Vince was yelling at me and cussing at me, and he was pushing me down the stairs. He spit in my face, punched me in the shoulder, and then the cops came, and I told him all about it, and that's when I guess Vince was hiding in the house.
Yeah.
Was hiding in the house, or Gina was at work when the cops showed up, so nobody was there at the house when the cops showed up.
Nobody was there, so what did you do?
Well, me and the cop were just talking about what just happened and everything, and then Gina showed up moments later, and then she talked with the cop, whatever, saying that I could get my equipment out, but she didn't have a key to the house. She told me to come back around 4:30, and I would be able to get the equipment out of the house. And so I came back at 4:30 with the cop, and she was there outside of her house, claiming that she still didn't have a key to the house. So, there wasn't much I could do. So I went back home where I was staying with a friend. And the next day, Gina called me up, cussing at me and everything. And that's when she told me that all our equipment is going to go to the recycling plant, to get money or whatever. So I called the cops again. And the same cop showed up again the next day when I came out. And still again, nobody was home and knocked at the door.
You got your equipment.
No, I didn't. The only equipment I do have is my drum set, and I'm still missing a few parts of the drum set. And I do have a witness, a special witness, that will verify that.
Fine. Call him.
It's Jocelyn.
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 Jocelyn? Yep.
Swear the witness, please.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth in all matters concerning this case?
I do.
State your name, badge, and...
Rob Jocelyn, Deputy Sheriff in Southern California.
I understand that you were part of this proceeding where this young man was trying to regain possession of some band equipment.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did anybody ever show this to you?
No. It's probably the one they were referring to.
Who was referring to it?
She did, along with...
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
So you understand that this says that until he pays $800 that he owes them for rent, this was being held as collateral.
That's correct. And I advised him that because of that, I was basically there to keep the peace, because there was nothing I could do to help him retrieve his property.
Good. And what did he do?
He wasn't totally pleased with my answer, but he was understanding because of my explanation.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tyler Porter says his ex-landlords, Gina and Vince Balkins, owe for the return of his band's musical equipment. The defendants are countersuing for unpaid rent.
Well, tell me, officer, what did the defendant tell you?
That she didn't have a key, that the only key to the house was with her husband wherever he was working, and she wasn't able to get a hold of him. So getting in the house at that time was out of the question.
And did you subsequently go back and gain entry into the house?
Did not get entry into the house, but I did go back a second time.
For what?
When I was advised that the drums were made available to Mr. Porter in an unlocked vehicle in the driveway.
Who advised you that?
Mr. Porter did.
What did he tell you?
That she had told him that his drums were going to be in this vehicle and he could come by and get them.
What were his drums doing in a vehicle?
I had my husband put all the stuff that was left in the room in the van.
What stuff?
I'm not sure everything of what it is.
What was put in there? Do you know, sir?
Yes, he has a fairly large drum set, and that was put in the van, along with a couple of their practice amps that were there.
Your Honor, there was no practice amps, there's no amps. All there was my drum set, and there are some pieces of my drum set that are missing, and that was not in the van.
So?
Exactly.
I ask you, so? You saw him get his drum set?
Yes, and I do remember him saying that a few pieces were missing, but there were no amps the day that I was there when he retrieved his drums.
I was home.
Where's their $800?
Well, our stuff was all gone. How, I don't want to pay me $100, and then,
How do I know that? Your stuff's been in their house now 6 months, occupying a room. 6 months. I mean, you think that everybody is your mother? That everybody cleans up after you?
No.
Well, who are these strangers going to clean up after you? According to you, you left all this crap in their house for 6 months. And you moved back with them. They let you come and live with them for 2 months rent-free. They don't even know who you are. They don't know you. And you still didn't pay them. And you call the police because you say, I want my stuff back. And you have a contract with them that says you don't get your stuff back until you pay them. What don't you get?
I just don't get how $800 could be a collateral of $5,000. I know it says that, but here in the receipt, where we made a receipt, it says just the PA system, which is worth $1,225.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're prepared to lose that, right?
I would be willing to lose that if I could get my other stuff, yes.
Yes.
The other stuff's not his. It wasn't his to take in the first place. The only thing that, as it states on that piece of paper that we have here that was his, was the drum set.
But what did you do with all this room full of stuff?
Got rid of it after about the fifth month.
Listen, that's what I'm trying to get, Mr. Balkins.
Right.
What did you do with the rest of this stuff?
It's the rest of the stuff in that room I put in the van, ma'am.
No. This is the drum set. There's lots of other stuff here. You said you got rid of it. How did you get rid of it?
Oh, sold it.
Well,
He didn't
why didn't
sell
you
all
say
of
that?
it.
Shh. Why didn't you say that to begin with, sir?
No one
you
asked
didn't
me.
put this. No one asked you. You have an answer here. There's nowhere in this answer that you say that you sold the stuff.
I just did.
Now you're playing with me. Now you're playing with me. Didn't you
No,
think
ma'am.
I was going to get to that question?
No, ma'am.
First you said, no, let me tell you what you said. Let me tell you what, I don't know who signed this answer. Maybe it was your wife that signed the answer.
yeah,
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm speaking. Listen, I'm an ecumenical abuser. This is the answer. You both signed this answer.
Right.
He took everything but a piece of carpet he claims is worth $5,000.
Right.
We do not have any of the boys' band equipment because Tyler took everything. You point to one place in this answer where you say you sold any of the equipment. Just point to a place. Don't speak. Point.
Right here.
I'd like to give her this paper. We sold this.
I want to see where he's pointing, Bird.
The carpet.
Now you're playing with me.
No.
Now you're in trouble. Now you don't get your $800 because now you're a big fat liar.
No. I'm
Now
not.
you're a big fat liar.
No.
And I don't condone what they did, but they're stupid, idiot teenagers. And you're just a stupid idiot, but dishonest.
No.
But dishonest. Because if there was anywhere in here that said, look, we held on to their equipment for 6 months, then I sold it. I sold 6 pieces of equipment, made up my rent, and then some, but he got his drums back. That's an answer.
Okay.
But here you say he took everything but a piece of carpet. But that's a lie. He couldn't take everything but a piece of carpet because you sold some of his stuff. What did you sell and where and to whom? I go further than just the what did you sell, where, and to whom?
2 amplifiers I sold.
Yeah. To whom?
Pawn shop.
How much did you get for it?
$300.
I want receipts for your equipment. This is a receipt. This is Guitar Center. This you get off the internet. That I don't want. I want receipts for your equipment.
Some of the equipment we buy at like pawn shops, so we can't get receipts from them. That's just showing how much it's worth.
Yeah, I'm not giving you how much it's worth. I'm giving you what you paid for it.
I don't have the receipts where we buy at pawn shops.
How much did you pay for it?
Altogether? For all the equipment? I'm guessing, $4,500, $46.
Try 2. Now, you got your $800 back. You probably sold more equipment than you had to tell me because you didn't tell me you sold any. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. Thank you. And thank you, officer, for coming.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were having hard times, and we thought, give them a shot.
Well, yeah, they were nice people. They were trying to help me out and everything.
It was good to help them. That's why we did it.
But, most of what they were saying were lies.
I came home, and he was taking stuff out of the house.
They did yell at me. They did spit in my face.
I shut the door, moved him out of the way, shut the door.
It was just a big mess.
Said, you can't be taking stuff out of the house, not yours.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gasper versus Hall Gonzalez. Step forward, please.
Richard Gasper is suing Ryan Scott Hall and his girlfriend, 23-year-old Tiara Gonzalez, for the return of money he paid for a Toyota Camry. Scott says he sold the car as is.
Mr. Gasper, how old are you, sir?
51.
You want your money back for a 20-year-old car that you purchased from the defendants?
Yes, ma'am.
I asked you how old you were because I assumed that you've owned many cars in your life.
Yes.
Where did you see this car advertised?
On Craigslist.
And you sent the defendants the full amount of the sale price of the car before you saw the car?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you send them?
$1,500.
And anyway, you want your money back?
Correct.
I want to see the ad that was placed on Craigslist.
Your Honor, we don't have the ad. We did petition Craigslist for the ad, but they said they could not give it to us without a subpoena.
Don't tell me what they said. Do you have the ad?
No, I don't.
Do you?
No.
Okay. This car was not an antique. It was just a 20-year-old car.
Correct.
Did it indicate how many miles were on the car?
I believe...
In the ad?
Yes, it did.
How many miles were on the car?
101,000.
And you paid $1,500 for the
Yes.
car? Okay. How far away from the defendants do you live?
About a 4-hour drive.
Could you explain to me why you think that even if you didn't like the condition of the car when you got there, you think you're entitled to the return of your money?
Well, other than the condition, Your Honor, which was not as described.
I don't know how it was described, sir.
Okay.
I don't know how it was described, other than it's a 20-year-old car. It did
Correct.
say that.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
And
we got down there to get the car, to pick it up, and Mr. Hall could not meet us. He said he was busy.
But you took the car.
Right. The car.
Who has the car now?
He still has the car.
You have the car.
No, ma'am.
Where is the car?
It was actually donated.
Show me.
Show you.
Show me that you donated it. You get a receipt when you donate a car.
I didn't actually do the donation. Actually, I gave the car to my brother. My brother donated it because we had to have the car removed from the property that it was at.
Show me. You know, I don't like when people are dishonest. I don't like dishonest people. But you, Mr. Hall, are playing it so dishonest that I don't trust anything that you say to me, sir. And if you took back possession of the car and either sold it or kept it, you got to give him his money back. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Get him out of here.
Parties are excused. 28 on the calendar in the matter of Pasquinelli versus Weathers. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Bird,
Yep.
would you get the defendant a sweater, please, or have her go outside and get herself a sweater?
Okay.
She looks cold to me. We'll be with you in a moment, sir. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. Mr. Pasquinelli, according to your complaint, you and Miss Weathers lived together for a period of time. You rented an apartment together, you were splitting the bills. And then you were deployed to the Gulf.
Yes.
And it was your arrangement with the defendant that she was going to stay in the apartment, that you would continue to pay half the rent, and she would pay half the rent, and she would pay all the utilities since she was living in the apartment.
Yes.
You returned from the Gulf and found that she had not paid the rent, that the utilities were never paid, and according to you, she owes you a bundle of money.
Yes.
The defendant says that she only lived in the apartment for 5 months after you left, and you agreed to cover her rent because she was a little short, and in addition, she never received the utility bills. They went directly to your parents' house. That's your defense?
Correct.
All right. When did you move into the apartment together, Miss Withers?
November.
What was your financial agreement?
That we would split the rent and the utilities while he was
How much was
away.
your share of the rent?
$675.
Is that correct, sir?
No, it was actually $575.
And how long did you pay the $575?
Up through January, February.
Through January. When were you deployed to the Gulf, sir?
January 17.
Now, what about the utilities? Did you pay half of the utilities up until he went away?
I did.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, she did.
Now, how did your agreement change, Miss Weathers, when he left for the Gulf and he was no longer living there?
I actually ended up getting a DUI because my truck broke. I had a tire. It was a brand new truck, and he had said that while I was paying my $3,000 lawyer and all my fines and my truck, that I wouldn't have to pay and that we would do it. I would get it back
just
to
look
you
at me.
eventually.
And what?
That it was until I was able to. I could just pay what I could.
Was there a full sentence there someplace that I didn't hear?
I don't know how to break it down exactly.
Try speaking in a full sentence, you know, with a beginning and a middle and an end and a start and a finish.
I would just pay what I could when I could.
There you go. That wasn't hard, was it?
It was fine.
So how much did you pay?
$300.
When did you deposit $300?
February.
Show me.
I know he has his bank statement he can prove. I even called his mother to get his bank information.
Well, if you called his mother to get his bank information, that means that what you were doing is you were paying the entire rent out of his bank account. Is that right?
Oh, before he left, he gave them checks in full.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
How was she supposed to pay her half?
I left her deposit slips for my bank account to deposit it directly into my checking account.
So it was all taken out of your bank, and
Yes.
she never deposited any money. She says in February she deposited $300. I'm just curious. Do you have any indication of that?
I don't, but I will say that's true. She did deposit that money.
So your agreement now, according to you, now that we got a full sentence, Ms. Withers, was that when you could, you would pay him back.
That's correct.
After the $300, when did you start paying him back?
I didn't.
Why?
Because we were talking, and it was just pretty much that whenever I could pay it, I would, and at the time, I couldn't. So eventually, you know, we would just come out in the end. I have an email.
There's a sentence there.
It's coming.
There's a sentence there. I know it's coming.
It's coming. I have an email. There's the sentence from him.
I have an email. That's perfect. 4 words sounds just about right.
I thought so. Just basically him saying that he knows that I can't pay it, and eventually we will get through it.
Well, that's pretty much what you said. I don't know what was awesome. Something was awesome before we got to the rent.
Oh, we did thousands of emails, so the headlines were a little wacky.
Oh, I see. And he does indicate here, I know you are trying and doing what you can, and I know you'll get me when you can. So what are you doing now, Miss Withers?
Now I don't understand.
What are you doing now?
In regard to paying him back?
In regard to your life, what are you doing?
I'm an accountant.
An accountant, that's a good thing. So you deal in numbers.
Correct.
And who do you work for?
I was working for Quintera. Right now I'm in between.
How are you supporting yourself again?
Well, unemployment.
Who is this?
This is Anthony.
Anthony. I assume Anthony has a last name?
Palazzo.
And what does Anthony do?
He's also an accountant. He's my boyfriend.
Do you live together?
Correct.
So now you're paying the bills?
Yes.
Not like that at all. This is...
Just a second. Good for you.
That's not the case. Don't make it look like that, because that's not the case.
Looks like the case to me. Looks like he went overseas. I'm sure it wasn't easy over there, and he's expecting you to do the right thing. Instead of doing the right thing, you got yourself drunk. You had an accident with your car.
Correct.
It's not his fault that you had to pay $3,000 in lawyers and fines and everything else that you had to pay because of your own irresponsible behavior while he was away. And so my question is, when do you expect to start paying him back? He expected you to pay him back.
Actually, before he did this, I'd set it up where I would be paying him $300 a month. And he was okay with it. And the next thing I know, I'm getting this in the mail. Right after we had had a phone conversation, I had given him $100 just for that week because he had come back.
What did she say when she gave you the $100?
She didn't deliver it to me. Her boyfriend did.
And what did he say?
He didn't really say much.
Stand up. Anthony.
Yes.
What did you say when you delivered the $100?
I was just the carrier. I was just dropping it off, gave him
All
the
right,
100.
good. So you had a conversation with Miss Withers. Is that right?
Correct.
And what did Miss Withers tell you about the $100?
She said that she owed him $100, drop it off after work. And on my way home from work, I just dropped it off, didn't have any conversation.
Anthony.
Yes.
If my girlfriend with whom I was living, or my boyfriend with whom I was living, said to me, here, take $100 to my ex-boyfriend, I owe it to him, I would ask, what for? Unless you're a drone and just do
no,
things
I knew
as you're
she
told.
owed him money.
Okay. Now,
But
what did
she
you...
couldn't
Stop
afford it, though.
speaking.
Okay.
You knew she owed him money.
Yes.
Is that because she told you she owed him money?
Yes.
And how much money did she say she owed him?
She did not tell me exact amount.
What did she tell him she owed the money for?
She didn't tell me either. I just
And
knew.
you didn't ask?
I didn't ask.
You are some inquisitive guy.
Thanks. Thanks.
You're only interested in the important things, right?
That's correct.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not going there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, you, Anthony, look like a relatively normal person. So don't play games with me, sir. Do we understand each other?
We do.
You don't want me to embarrass you, do you? I'm capable of it, you know.
And later today,
2:30 in the morning is not an appropriate time to go visiting, sir.
It's a booty call, Your Honor.
What?
It's a booty call. She always calls
Don't be
late.
smart.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jonathan Pasquinelli says former live-in girlfriend Laura Weathers owes for rent and bills while he was deployed in Iraq.
Anthony, what do you do for a living, sir? You're an accountant?
I'm actually a financial advisor.
So you're not a dummy, right?
No, I'm not.
If my girlfriend said to me, I owe my ex-boyfriend money, you would say, what do you owe money for, honey? How much do you owe him? Did you have a payment schedule? What are you going to do? Those are the questions that a normal person would ask. Now, you, Anthony, look like a relatively normal person. Yeah. So don't play games with me, sir. Do we understand each other?
We do.
You don't want me to embarrass you, do you?
No.
Any more than I have done already? I'm capable of it, you know.
Okay.
Now, when did you have a discussion with her about how much and what she owed him the money for?
We really never discussed how much she owed. I just knew that she owed him money, and that was it. I didn't really want to know how much. I didn't want to get involved because I didn't want to get in the middle between money because I know how people act around money, so.
You didn't want to be responsible.
Correct.
Now, Anthony.
Yes.
That's smart.
Thank you.
Because if you say, how much do you owe, and she tells you, the temptation might be there to say, let me give it to you because I don't want you to have any connection with him anymore.
Correct.
So you didn't do that.
I didn't want to know. And
why didn't you want to know, Anthony?
Because I didn't want to know how much it was. It could have been a lot, it could have been a little. I didn't want to know.
Well, you said I didn't want to know 3 times, and so I'm asking you, why didn't you want to know? Weren't you curious?
No.
Weren't you a little curious,
I was
Anthony?
not. Not at all.
When were you deployed, sir? In January?
January 17.
When did you get home?
July 31st.
So she was there ostensibly for 5 months, is that right?
I don't know when she left.
I don't care when she left. She was there for 5 months.
Fine.
That she owes you money for. And she owes you $2,875. Now, tell me about the utility bills.
When I got home, I had a $617 gas and electric bill.
Can I see it, please? What were you doing there?
I wasn't even there.
You were making wine? What were you doing?
I have no idea. I
Actually,
wasn't
this is gas and electric also. And these are unopened. Just, I didn't know if...
Can I see the unopened ones,
yes.
please?
This is actually cable, which I'm not allowed to have cable in San Diego anymore because the bill's never paid.
You live at 9215?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and these were sent to 9215? Well, she paid you $300, so I'm deducting that from the $28.75, leaving $25.75. And here is a bill. Ooh, past due, date mailed, May 3rd. You would still be there, right?
No, I moved out in the beginning, of May. I wasn't there.
Well, this is mailed on May 3rd, so you owe $574.27 for this. Cable.
I tried disconnecting that because, number 1, I'm not home. Number 2, we have no computer, which we needed internet for. And because my name wasn't on it, I couldn't disconnect it.
Why didn't you email him?
Name's on the bill.
Shh. Why didn't you email him and tell him?
No, that's the time.
Listen to me. Why didn't you email him and tell him to cancel it?
I did. I had emailed him.
Show me.
I don't have that email.
Anthony.
Yes.
Where were you working in May?
In May, I was working at Quintera.
And where was she working?
Quintera.
Also.
That's how I met him.
So that's how you met, in May. When did she move in with you, Anthony?
I would say...
In July.
Jump! Didn't ask you. I asked him.
Beginning of June.
So from May, whatever, when you moved out until you moved in with Anthony here, where were you living?
I was just staying at friends as I was going back and forth because it was closer to my house.
What house?
Or not my house, but to my work. It was just easier because I lived pretty far from work.
Ever been married, Anthony?
No.
Don't do this one.
You getting the drift?
I do.
You do get, I know that you get it, Anthony. I'm looking at your eyes.
She went wine tasting and forgot to pay the bill in February.
I didn't go wine
Listen.
tasting.
You told
Sir, listen to me.
There was a $69 late payment on that bill.
$3,688.
Sounds good to me.
Very good. And say, who is this young lady?
This is my sister.
Very nice, young lady, very nice.
Thank you.
Say, thank you. I got home safely, right?
Yes.
I didn't make any big mistakes over there, and I didn't make any big mistakes over here. Got it?
Got it.
That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt it was falling apart the second week we moved in together.
It's over, it's done with, and we don't need to start talking schmack. I just hate that he has such a big heart and he was taken advantage of.
They said there's food left out. They said it was just disgusting looking. They said it was unfit for living.
He's emailing me now, trying to break us up.
It's over, it's done with. I just want him out of my life. I want to just be done with it, through.
She's nuts.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lane versus Eberspacher. Step forward.
27-year-old Lisa Lane is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old Scott Eberspacher, for the cost to fix her bedroom window. Lisa claims Scott was trying to wake her up by throwing rocks.
All right, Lisa, how long were you dating Scott here when he made this nocturnal visit to your house?
About a month and a half.
Who do you live with?
I live with myself and my son.
And Scott was supposed to be over, according to your complaint, at about 10 o'clock that evening. Or he's
Right.
supposed to be over that evening, and he shows up at what time, Scott?
I got there around approximately 2:20 in the morning.
Why?
There was no set time, Your Honor.
How old is her child?
He would be 4.
There was no set time?
He was supposed to be
2:30
there
in the morning is not an appropriate time to go visiting, sir.
It's a booty call, Your Honor.
What?
It's a booty call. She always calls
Don't
late
be
night.
smart.
He's supposed to be
Just
there
a
before
second.
9.
Don't be... Listen, when I speak to you, you'll answer me.
Right.
According to your complaint, he was supposed to be there at 10. He wasn't there at 10. You locked the doors. He came 2 o'clock in the morning, rang the bell, whatever. You didn't answer. So he went to your window and he threw a rock at your window to get your attention. He got your attention. He broke the window. He came in. You spent the night together. Later on, you said, I want him to pay for the window.
I didn't know the window was broken.
All
until the
right.
next
Later
morning.
on, they found the window broken and you want him to pay for the window. That's what the case is.
I have a videotape showing a scenario of how he did it.
I don't care how he did it. You're not dating him anymore?
No.
What does that mean? That was a hesitation.
No, I do not date him anymore. He's too irresponsible.
So you haven't... When was the last time you saw him, Miss Lane? It's not an answer, madam.
I don't remember. It was like a month or so ago.
And when did this incident happen?
It was after the window was broke, because we joked about it, because he didn't really mean to break the window.
When did he break the window?
In April.
Okay. She says you broke the window, sir.
I didn't break the window, Your Honor.
I have the text message where he says he'll pay for it.
Oh. Is that dated?
Yes.
Okay. Show it to Bird, because he is
'Cause
my
I
electronic...
sent-
I'm speaking. He is my electronic genius.
And so, if you just want to give that to the judge, then.
No, he doesn't give it to me. He's my electronic eyes and ears.
Scott Gold, you want me to find, but I say that this is why you pay association and insurance. I will probably never talk to you again if you want to go that route, so it's up to you.
What's the date of that?
May
Just go to the date.
May 29th.
Very good. And did you fix the window?
Yes, I did. And I have pictures of when it was broken.
I'd like to see the picture.
And I have the actual rocks, too. Here's the receipt, and here's the pictures when it was broken. Do you want the rocks?
You want the rocks?
No. Stick the rocks back where they were. These are the best pictures you could take.
I took a video flicks on my camera phone, and that's the best that we could come up with for a still shot. But I have the videotape right here that
I'm not interested in it.
Okay.
April 27th at 2:20 a.m. is when I went over to Lisa's house. And at that time, when I did, in fact, I tossed a ball, and then I tossed a very tiny pebble the size of a dime. Did not break the window. Matter of fact, the next morning when she had walked out, we walked out together, there was no broken glass or anything to my appearance or her appearance.
That's not English, to my appearance or to her appearance.
Okay. To my knowledge and to her knowledge, there was nothing broken.
Don't tell me about her knowledge. To your knowledge, there
To
was
my
no,
knowledge, there was
no
nothing
broken window. Well,
Correct.
then your knowledge is limited. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $360. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may... Now, this is case number 201 on the calendar in the matter of McDaniel versus Julius. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Ms. McDaniel, the defendant is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Your complaint is really a simple one, and your complaint is that you made 2 loans to your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And she has not paid you back. Your daughter says that these were not loans, they were really gifts. But the matter becomes more complicated because of the nature of the loans that you claim to your daughter. Miss Julius, you had a daughter who was murdered.
Yes, ma'am.
When was she murdered?
September 24th. She was found dead in her room.
In your home?
In her home.
Has the perpetrator of that murder ever been found?
There are 3 people apprehended as of right now for first-degree murder.
How old was your daughter?
17.
According to you, Miss McDaniel, you went to where your daughter was living, and your daughter did not have money for a burial.
That's right.
You agreed to loan her the money for the burial.
Yes, ma'am.
Subsequently, your daughter, who was not happy staying in the same house where her daughter was murdered, which is quite understandable because people had not been apprehended at that time, asked if she could relocate, and you agreed to loan her some money.
Yes, ma'am.
So that she could relocate. What was the extent of those 2 sums of money? The funeral was how much?
$4,582.27.
And how much did you advance your daughter to relocate?
$1,487.68.
The matter becomes more complicated because at some point, Miss Julius, you ascertained that there was a crime victim's compensation that you could apply for.
The DA.
The DA?
From Carroll County.
Told you what?
Told me that there was a victim's fund relief.
And what was it for?
It was for expenses for Jessica's death. And I have been making payments.
9Just a second. Expenses for Jessica's death?
Yes.
Which included her burial?
Which my mother gave as a gift.
Listen to me very carefully.
Which included, yes.
So the state of Tennessee had a fund which provided for the survivors of victims of violent crime to give them money so that they could pay for burial?
Yes.
And other related expenses?
Yes.
You applied for that?
Yes.
And you got a check?
Yes.
How much was the check?
One was $5,300 and the other one was $1,024.
Can I see the paperwork surrounding those 2 checks, please?
There was a few gas expenses.
Can I see the paperwork for the...
This is exactly what
Bert, I'll take a look
but
at
I
it.
have more different, I have receipts to where I have been paying my mother.
Just a second. They paid you $5,307.27 for the funeral. And then there were other related expenses, moving expenses. Are you telling me that you have proof that you gave some of this money to your mother?
Yes, I have.
I'd like to see it, please.
I have receipts. Here, this is it for money orders. She told me that her payments were $70 and $40. I talked to my sister Gail that's standing next to her over the telephone. She was in California. I talked to her and she said, have you been giving her money? I said, yeah. She told me $70 and $40 on her credit cards. And that's exactly, I've been giving her a little bit more.
Well, I see what you're talking about. You gave her $30, $40.
And it started on 11/3, excuse me.
I understand that, but these are very small amounts of money. When did you get the check from the state?
In April. She told me it was on credit cards, and as long as I was helping her out, there was no lump sum that I was supposed to give her. She knew I would have to go home. I have a headstone to purchase for my daughter, which is $910, and I'm working at a minimum wage job. I moved out because it was so unbearable to live with her in her house.
Let's go back a second. You got this money, which is about $6,500. What did you do with it?
I've been living on it. And also, I have money set aside to buy Jessica's stone and money set aside to go home.
Well,
because
so
I cannot live.
Just a second. You just told me that the stone is $900.
$910.
Fine. And did you order it?
I've already talked to...
Yes. Don't play with me.
Yes.
Did you order it?
Yes.
Did you pay for it?
Not as of yet.
Why not?
Because she started this lawsuit.
What's the name of the company that's going to do the stone?
Memorial Gardens.
Well, you certainly have $900 for the stone because you got $6,500. And my problem with you, Miss Julius, is because this is not a very difficult case. Whether your mother said to you, as you allege in your answer, it's the least I can do to give you the money for the funeral. right? That's what she alleges you said to her, or not. The good people of the state of Tennessee did not provide this money for you to live on. The good people of the state of Tennessee wanted to ensure that your daughter had an appropriate burial. So you cannot take their money and do what you want with it. You have to take their money and pay for her funeral. That's what it was earmarked for by the state. Because whether you and your mother, according to you, you colluded to defraud the state by her signing papers that said she's going to pay me back, and she really didn't mean that you were going to pay her back, that's a fraud on the state. I can't sanction that. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your family has had sufficient amount of sadness to last for a lifetime. And even if your mother is awarded the $5,000, you still have money left over for the headstone. And then some.
And later today,
when they got pulled over, there were drugs in the car. Whose drugs were they?
They were his drugs.
What kind of drugs were found in the car?
Marijuana, pills, and methamphetamines.
Whose were they?
Hers.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bourbon McDaniel is suing her daughter, Glenda Julius, for the cost of her granddaughter's funeral. Glenda says her mother is heartless.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm working in a dry cleaners. I'm having trouble dealing with the public.
What kind of work did you do before your daughter's death?
I was working in a convenience store, third shift.
Your mother paid for the funeral. According to the claim that you put into the criminal injuries compensation claim for Jessica Dawn Julius, the funeral was $5,307.27. That's what you told the state, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the funeral was actually $45.82?
The difference was donations from the school where Jessica went.
What?
I have a paper that states each and every one that gave donation to the funeral.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
The family that Jessica was, Lisa Stevens' family, were there and willing, and the whole town was willing to help out with this. My mother is the one that wanted me to move. I left everything I owned.
Listen to me. I'm not talking about the moving. I'm talking about the fact that you cannot take this money and live on it. I have to make a judgment whether the person who actually paid for the funeral, and that's your mother, or you who did not pay for the funeral, are the rightful recipients of this money from the state, which is earmarked for your daughter's burial expenses. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were some very nice people from the town who also sent checks in for the funeral. But that's not the issue. The issue really is a very simple one. Whether your mother, at the time that your daughter died, and I believe that she probably did, say to you, this is a terrible time. I don't want you to worry about the funeral. I'll take care of it. Because that's what a parent does. But then when you found out that there was a possibility, because you said that the district attorney told you that there was a fund, that was after your daughter was buried, correct?
Yes.
So after your mother laid out that money, and probably would not have sought to recoup it because you have limited circumstances, that'd be a fair statement. But after she found out that you were going to get this money from the state for the funeral, the right thing for you to do was to give it back to her.
I've been giving her close to $1,500.
No. That may have been fine, Miss Julius, giving her $30, giving her $70, until you got $6,500. Once you got $6,500, you had to say, Mom, clean up the credit card, pay it off, because that's what this check was supposed to be used for.
Yes,
Do we
ma'am.
understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let's not pursue this any further. Your family has had sufficient amount of sadness to last for a lifetime. So you have the money, and even if your mother is awarded the $5,000, you still have money left over for the headstone, and then some. Right? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I love my daughter. Love my granddaughter.
It was a gift to bury Jessica.
She's using it very foolishly, but she'll have to live with that for the rest of her life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Savage versus Balding.
Nancy Savage is suing the mother of her grandson, Melissa Balding, for bail money. Nancy says Melissa and her son were arrested on drug charges.
All right, everybody listen very carefully, because this is a long saga to get to a simple question. Miss Savage, I assume this is your son.
Yes, it is.
This is his girlfriend.
Yes, it is.
Ex-girlfriend.
True.
They have a child together.
True.
She doesn't have custody of the child. He doesn't have custody of the child. One of your other children has custody of the child because both of these two people were, in somebody's opinion, not capable of taking care of this child. According to your complaint, some time ago, your son was driving your car with her in the car. When did that happen?
About a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Let's have a month.
April 30th, 2004.
He's not your only child, is he?
No.
Perfect. It's a perfect example of don't put all your eggs in one basket. When they got pulled over, there were drugs in the car. I assume, Miss Savage, that they didn't belong to you.
Right.
So the two of them got hauled into court and your car was impounded. According to you, you bailed out your son and Ms. Balding, and you want your bail money, which was how much?
$750.
You also would like her to pay for the towing fees on the car and the impound fees.
The impound fees.
That she's not going to pay for because the Hulk over here was the one driving your car, right?
Yes.
And you gave him permission to drive your car, I assume. So I would suggest you get the impound and towing fees back from him. By the way, have you paid your mother back for your bail?
Yes, I have. Except for $50 of it.
What about the towing fees?
No, I haven't.
Where were the drugs found?
They were found behind the glove box, stashed.
Whose drugs were they?
They were his drugs.
Had you used drugs that day?
No.
Were you under the influence of drugs that
No.
day? Were you under the influence of alcohol that day?
That was possible.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
What time of the day was this?
Around 12 o'clock in the afternoon because I was laying out at my pool.
What time had you started drinking?
Around 12 o'clock.
He's shaking his head no. I tend to believe him. Were any charges ultimately brought against you?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
That I'm not quite sure about them, but I have this paper right here stating that it was all dropped and dismissed.
Let me see that, please.
I have on the bail slip that I got her what her charges were.
Can I see that, please?
And she has one more charge than my son was, which I believe is being under the influence. She admitted to the police that she had taken somas.
What is that?
It's a muscle relaxer. Not that day, but previous.
Now tell me about the call you received, Miss Savage, from the defendant about the bail.
First of all, one of their friends notified me that their car had been pulled over, so I went to where it was because it was less than a mile from my house. And I asked the officer if I could get my car, and he said no, there were drugs involved, and one of them was under the influence, and so they were going to impound it. So I asked him where my grandchild was, and the officer went over and asked Melissa, and she told him it was at her apartment. So I told him I would take responsibility and go get Brian and have him stay with me.
Who was watching him?
Some of their friends.
Go ahead.
So I went and brought my grandson home, and I was trying to calm him and everything. He was very upset.
How old is he?
2.5.
Go ahead.
I told him that Mommy and Daddy were having car problems, and when their car was fixed, that they would come and get him, and he told me that I should take him to where they were. So Melissa started calling the first call. She was like, you have to get me out of here. I can't stay in here. You need to get me out. I'll do anything. Whatever it is, I'll pay you back. Just get me out. And that was the first of one of many calls. I probably got between 15 and 20 calls that night, and every time she called, she woke my grandson up. And
what about your son?
He called me once.
Did you go and bail him out?
I bailed both of them out.
No. He called you once?
Once.
When did you bail him out?
Steve got released around 2 o'clock that afternoon, and Melissa got released 8:30, 9 o'clock that morning because there was a woman in jail that Melissa had identified for another crime.
Oh, just a second. This incident happened at 12 noon.
No, the incident happened at like 10 o'clock that night that they were pulled over.
Yes. Oh, so she had been drinking from 12 noon until 10 o'clock at night, according to her. Oh, I didn't understand that. Now I understand. Okay, and during that whole time, she called you numerous times.
She called me about 15 to 20 times, and she told me that they wanted to test her for drugs and she wasn't going to give them a urine sample, and that when she had to go to the bathroom that she would have the girls in the waiting cell stand around her so they didn't know that she was urinating.
Step up. What happened to your case?
My case was dropped before hers was.
What kind of drugs were found in the car?
Marijuana, pills, and methamphetamines.
Whose were they?
Hers.
That's interesting. Not yours.
The marijuana was mine. I admitted to the cop when we were stopped. He asked if there were any drugs in the vehicle, and the marijuana was in my pocket. And I handed that to him, and he found the other drugs when he asked for my license and registration. When she opened the glove box door, he saw a container that everything else was in.
Who are you?
Her mother.
Step up. Why do you think your daughter didn't call you to bail her out?
Because I taught her not to call me and bail any of my children out until they have gone to their first preliminary hearing.
She was in Ohio.
Just a second.
They'll possibly lower the bail or drop the
What's your last name?
Daly.
Miss Daly, how many children do you have that have been arrested?
Oh, this one.
So when you said you've taught all your children not to call you until after they have had their first bail hearing, you were really referring just to her?
No, I raised 4 daughters as a single parent.
Yes.
And I worked in law enforcement for 30 years.
Yes.
And I just informed them that if they got into a situation where they ended up in jail, I would hope this wouldn't happen, but I just wanted to make sure that they knew what to do.
How many years have you spent in law enforcement?
All told, 20.
Between us, we have more than a half a century in law enforcement, Miss Daly. How many children do you have?
4.
Between us, we have 9 children. Did you ever have a conversation and tell your children, if you ever get arrested, make sure you wait until your first bail hearing because your bail will probably be lowered? Do you remember having that conversation when you told them about, don't talk to strangers, don't go near people's vans? You ever remember having that conversation with your 4 children?
Negative.
Me neither. So you want to go through this one more time with me? Because unless you're kooky, because I never heard of a mother, even in law enforcement, sitting her children down and saying, listen, never talk to strangers, be home at midnight, don't give any strangers your phone number, and if you ever get arrested, I want you to wait until your first bail hearing before you call me because your bail may be reduced. Were you happy to get out of jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Pay her the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750. That's all.
Parties are excused. Maui versus Bonds. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Ashwami, according to what I read, you and the defendant had known each other for a period of time. You were friends, and you entered into a business relationship with them. You were starting a clothing line, some sort of a clothing line, and you asked them to prepare a website for your clothing line.
Correct.
And you paid them $3,000. Originally it was supposed to be $3,500, then it was $3,000 to create this website for you, which was supposed to include a photo shoot with models showing off your clothing.
Correct.
And it is your claim that they should return the entire amount of money that you gave them because you paid them $3,000 because A, the website was not done to your satisfaction, B, it was not delivered on time, and C, the clothing that you provided for the photo shoot was given to the models, and they never returned it to you, and that was valuable.
Right.
The bonds say that they did what they were supposed to do, that the original agreement was not for $3,000, but for
$3,500.
And then you called and said you didn't want to spend $3,500, you only wanted to spend $3,000, so you told the plaintiff.
But I would have to pay the models and compensate them with clothing.
And the plaintiff said?
That it was okay. They agreed.
Okay. And then you say that you delivered the website on time, and that there was nothing wrong with it.
No.
Is that right?
Upon final delivery. There was initially, we worked out kinks, testing periods, but final delivery, there was an acceptance and there was nothing wrong with it.
Fine. What kind of clothing was this?
Urban wear, men's and women's.
And how did you find the defendants? Did you know them as website preparers or whatever they call website
I knew
people?
Rodney as a child when he was about 13. I used to babysit him.
Well, what gave him the expertise that you felt was necessary to provide for this website?
He told me he went to school and he studied computers and that he himself built websites.
Did you ask for a sample of his work?
I had a lot of trust in him and love because we were like family, and I didn't think that I was going to actually have all these problems that I had.
When did you retain him?
I would say towards the end of October, early November.
And when was he supposed to deliver the website?
We had a verbal agreement that January 15th was the deadline.
And when did he deliver the website?
He did drop something off on January 15th, but it's incomplete. That's actually the CD-ROM that I have.
You say it's complete?
Yes, I do say it was complete.
In what way was it incomplete?
With spelling errors. Well, the first problem, too, is that
He built the program in Flash, which means animation. Most clothing companies build it in HTML, which means if you have a regular phone cable in your home or in your place of business, you are not allowed to get into my website. And the links don't match. If you hit menswear, you see women's wear. If you hit women's, you see something else.
What else do you see?
Well, the order form, the photos, I can show you if you want me to, Your Honor.
Sure. Let me see what you're talking about.
For instance, if we look at a top, if you look right here, the word waste is spelled wrong. Also, about us, the word right here, manufacturer, is spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
If you go into company bio, the way, you know, the stars and things, it's very hard to read. If you go back to menswear and you look at an item, let's pull up jackets, for instance, and you go down to the order button to order, look what happens.
I don't know what happens.
The order form is going over the descriptive merchandise. You're unable to place an order.
So what do you do about that, sir?
Well, what she has, Your Honor, is an actually rough draft of the site. What happened is you build a site, you show it to the client, and then afterwards we figure out what's wrong, then we fix those things. I have with me a copy of the published site that's directly from the internet. If you type up astarapparel.com.
Is this what you get when you log on to the internet, or do you have something else?
I have something else.
So what are you showing me this for?
Because this is his work. This is his work. This is the final site that I got from him. I never received anything
From
else.
him, so then you had somebody else finish it.
Correct.
Well, why didn't you tell him to finish it?
Because he stole from me.
Just a minute. Listen to me. He delivered something on 1/15.
Correct.
And what you're showing me is small things. He's showing me a couple of spelling errors, which could easily have been fixed. He's showing this to me. Why didn't you say to him on the 15th?
I asked him time and time repeatedly to correct it.
After the 15th, when did you ask him to correct it?
I called him probably every day for a duration of, I would say, about a week.
Until when?
After about 10 days. I
You
went
mean the
to outside
25th
company.
of January?
Approximately.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor. The things that she asked me to fix, I did fix.
Like what?
I fixed...
Did you fix this?
Yes, I fixed that. I also have emails that she
Just
actually...
a second. Did he fix this?
No, he did not.
I don't believe that. Go ahead.
I have an email showing that she emailed a third party explaining what Rodney was fixing.
Can I see it, please?
If you look right here in the second line, it said he still had problems with the option button. He is fixing it, as well as the order form still does not submit directly. Other than that, we have any problem. This is from Alison S. Maui to Rodney Bonds.
Show it to her, Bert.
Okay.
In that state.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
When did you finally fix all of these things? Give me the date, Mr. Bonds.
I would say between the 15th and around the 30th.
Okay. What else?
I had to go to an outside party to have it fixed, and I have a receipt of that.
Have this option button fixed?
And as long with the spellings.
Spellings, I'm not interested, madam.
And also to launch the site. And also, he charged me $760 for maintenance fee, which he never provided.
Let me see what you have.
Sure.
Your Honor, I also have a copy of that I can explain that the $760 was not inclusive, because if you look up top, it says the cost was $2,000, and then there was a phase 2 cost, which was $1,500 that I did not put in there. But the phase 2 had the catalog design, which is what's on the site. So we never got into the $760.
No, maintaining accurate records of all customers and housing content product on a secure server, updating quarterly content. That has to do with future stuff.
Yeah, and where it says phase 2 catalog.
Listen to me. I want to hear about the clothing. Tell me about the clothing for the models.
Basically, I purchased my cost price, my wholesale price, all the clothing for the models, and gave them to him. I also have the receipts here, but he was paid. He got a total of $1,765 of clothing for the photo shoot. And when he returned them, about 2 weeks later, and I itemized them with my accountant, these are the list of items that was missing, was a total $909.
Did you ever have a conversation with Mr. and Mrs. Bonds about paying the models in kind, with merchandise, rather than paying them in cash?
No, I didn't. The agreement was there was a budget allocated of $500 for them to get paid. And I also have signed receipts from the models that they didn't receive any money.
Did you ever have a discussion with the defendants with regard to $3,500 as the total fee, and then you wanted to do it for $3,000, which is what he says?
That was because he was supposed to do a print catalog, which was part of phase 2, which he never did it.
Does anybody have a full contract signed?
There was no contract. This was a verbal agreement, but I have a witness that was there where she actually witnessed, which is a model, witnessed Allison and I having a conversation about giving samples away. She witnessed Allison.
That person I'd like to hear, because that will take care of this case as far as I'm concerned. Can you tell me your name?
Michelle Torres Monroe.
Ms. Monroe, you were a model for this photo shoot?
I was.
And I understand you have information with regard to your compensation
Yes.
and the plaintiff.
I was told by Mr. Bonds and Mrs. Bonds that I would be compensated with sample clothing. During the photo shoot, I witnessed Mr. Bonds and Allison having a conversation.
You were at the photo shoot?
Yes.
Go ahead.
They had a conversation, and after their conversation was done, Allison reached into the samples, and she had given samples to her models. So Mr. Bonds, in turn, gave me a sample of clothing. After the photo shoot, we went outside. Allison's car was broken into, and Mr. and Mrs. Bonds asked if we could put the clothing in our car because there was so much and her car was broken into. We were outside, and Allison said, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the clothes, putting them in your car. Please feel free to take anything you want, and Rodney and I will divvy it up later."
That sound right to you?
Incorrect.
I believe her. I believe her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I was avoiding an accident and got into an accident.
She told me not one, but two different stories as to what occurred.
Do you think that she intentionally caused an accident where another employee was injured?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Allison Ashmowry claims former friends Rodney and Nia Bonds owe for the cost of a website. Allison claims the finished product was horrible.
What reason does she have to lie to me?
First
Give
of
me
all,
a reason.
I'm not saying that she lied, but what's incorrect, I did have a small car, and he was responsible of picking up the merchandise, doing the photo shoot, and returning them. Because all the merchandise, $2,000 worth of clothes, cannot fit in my vehicle, I said, Rodney, take them home, and I will come, and I will get them.
I'm not talking about that. She said you brought certain models with you, you took out merchandise and gave it to them. Did that happen?
I had friends there because we were short. They were not there to work. I did not agree or give anyone any clothing. It's a startup business, and that's a big loss, $900 for me.
I have here written release forms from the models, and I also have a copy of the site, and I do have people who she brought and hired as a model.
Come on, I see.
These are written model release forms, and these are letters of receipt from the model saying that they received it. We were not able to get in contact with all of them, but all the release forms are there. And I also have pictures of friends of hers who she actually brung in as a model.
Right, would you show them to her before I look at them?
Yes.
And
did you bring in that model? It's easy enough to find out.
Yes, because he only brought in 4 people.
You just told me you didn't bring in anybody.
I told you I had friends that were there with us.
You told me that you had friends that were there with you that did not model, but they were there for other reasons, so you were mistaken.
I modeled myself, Your Honor.
So the answer is you were mistaken.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Can I add something if you don't mind?
Sure.
There's also these photos here, if I can submit, that he didn't have them scanned or on the website. And if you take a look at the clothing, they're extremely wrinkled. And even though I paid a lot of money and being the president of the company, I also had the model on my website. I also had to iron clothes, and I also had to do a lot of things.
Madam, let me explain something. Don't show it to me. I'm not interested. This is your business.
Correct.
Are you still in business?
Yes.
Good. $3,000, including a photo shoot, is practically nothing in order to launch a website and have a photo shoot. Nothing. And you don't get models and a place and photographers, the whole other thing for $500. That doesn't happen. I believe them when they tell me that there was some discussion about it and the models were compensated not with cash, because there wouldn't have been any money left over from the $500 allocated for a photo shoot, and then you decide not to give them the $500 to begin with. So he gave them clothing, and I believe that he did that with your approval. More importantly, you're starting up a business. You had the obligation to ensure yourself that you were getting the best possible person at the best possible cost in order to do your business. You neither asked for a reference, you didn't ask for any portfolio so that you could look at his work. You trusted him.
Correct.
That's what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave you the best possible work that he could do. There is no indication that he maliciously didn't give you the best possible work that he could do. He spelled a few words wrong. That's first. That's not a big deal. That can be fixed. You have to give him the opportunity to be fixed, and based upon this email that I read, you did give him an opportunity to fix some of the stuff. Now, somebody else may have launched it, and you may have had to pay them additionally, but that's the cost of doing business. A good lesson for you. When you hire somebody to do work for your company, you have to make sure that this is the right person for the job. And if these people turned out to do work that was less than satisfactory to you, next time you won't use them. That doesn't mean you get your money back. That's all. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Definitely was a lesson to be learned, but I did trust the defendant like family, and I feel you really shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you.
Well, I think it was judged fairly, that the judge actually seen the integrity and the fairness in which we provided, which we started with from the beginning.
I wouldn't trust people. You know, you just can't. Not friends or family. To work with professionals, definitely, because he was a professional.
It was just shocking to know that, you know, someone would go through this length just for other personal reasons and not for professional reasons. So
basically, I still have a website that people cannot view, and you know, he stole clothing from me, and I lost a lot of money. But like she said, it's business, and it's a lesson.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fox versus Jasmer. Step forward, please.
Small business owner Trish Fox is suing her former employee, housekeeper Glenda Jasmer, for wrecking her car. Glenda says she was using it for company business.
Ms. Fox, what kind of business do you have?
It's or I should say that it is a residential upscale cleaning company.
And there was a time when Ms. Jasmer was an employee of yours, according to your complaint, and your lawsuit involves an accident that she had driving your personal car.
Yes, ma'am.
You want Ms. Jasmer, who is no longer employed by your company, to pay the deductible, which was $500, the insurance deductible, because this was your personal car. Ms. Jasmer says that she was engaged in company business at the time. Is that right?
That's right.
And therefore, she's not responsible. When did this accident happen?
On January 10th of this year.
What time?
At approximately 3 p.m.
What was Ms. Jasmer's job that day?
The defendant was helping to assist with the distribution of door hangers.
So she was distributing advertisements for your company?
Yes, ma'am.
And why was she driving your car?
My business is supply and demand, which means that even though we do have company cars, if they are all in use, it's sometimes necessary for a employee to either use their own car or for them to use my car.
So she was using your car on company time, doing company business when she was involved in this accident.
She had also made a personal stop by a store, so I'm not sure what happened first or second, but she was distributing door hangers for me at my request.
How did the accident happen, Ms. Jasmer?
The accident happened, I was avoiding an accident and got into an accident. What happened was I was stopped at a stop sign, and it was like a freeway.
Whatever. You were trying to avoid an accident. You got into an accident. But it was determined that it was your fault.
That's right.
If Miss Jasmer had been driving a company car, what would you have done?
Had she been driving one of my company cars, she would have been an insured driver for the company car.
And therefore you would not have pursued her with regard to any deductible?
I probably would have, especially because she was negligent and caused this accident to occur.
You would have lost either way. Let's say she caused an accident and somebody was seriously injured. Nobody was injured, I assume, in the accident. Is that right?
No, I had slight injuries, and there was an employee that hurt his shoulder, but outside of that.
Your company would have been liable. You understand that?
Yes.
So the issue is, if she's involved in your business and you told her to take your car, then it becomes, for that moment, a company car. Maybe in your personal name, but you're giving her permission to drive the car. You know that. So why are you here?
I'm here because I have a police report which states that Glenda was completely at fault. She entered onto a highway when it was clearly unsafe to do so. When she called me at my place of business to alert me that she had been involved in an automobile accident, she told me not one but two different stories as to what occurred. Due to the fact that she had said that she would pay my deductible and then consequently abandon her job and just stopped reporting to work, I decided to pursue it.
Do you think that she intentionally caused an accident where she was shaken up and another employee was injured?
I believe that her judgment on the day in question was poor.
Of course, that's why you usually have an accident, because you're exercising poor judgment. I didn't ask you if it was poor judgment. I asked you if it was intentional.
I would have to assume not, no.
Of course not. That's why it's called an accident. And that's why if you're engaged in company business, you should only let your employees drive company cars, for which they are totally insured. Got it?
Got it.
Case dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 15 on the calendar, the matter of Ari versus Peterson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
All right, Mr. Ari, the defendant is the now ex-boyfriend of your now current girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that when he found out that you were involved with his then girlfriend, he vandalized your car. Mr. Peterson says, I didn't do it.
Right.
When did he vandalize your car, sir?
March 23rd, but it happened, I didn't find out. It happened until the 24th, the following morning.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding him vandalizing your car.
That day we got home from work.
Who's we?
Me and Jennifer. I went to her apartment. It was probably around 11 to 12 that night. When he came, I was inside with her sister watching television. I heard them arguing. The door comes swinging open. I see her flying to the side, and he comes rushing in. And at the time, I'm lying on the ground watching television. They just moved into the apartment, and he runs up with his hands balled in the fist, facial mannerism, just like, you know, very aggressive, and I can tell he wanted, you know, to fight or something like that. So I stood up.
Had you ever seen him before?
No, I never saw him in
Never
my
met.
life.
So you
never
stood
met
up.
the guy. So, yeah.
And when you stood up, what happened?
Oh, when I stood up, his whole mannerism changed real
Right.
quick. I was like, what's the problem, you know? And at this time, I started taking off my watch, and he looks at me, he's like, oh, I just want to ask you a question. So we walk outside.
What were you taking your watch off for?
Well, you know, I want to know what time it was, man, you know? So,
Why were you taking your watch off?
well, it was a nice watch, and I just didn't want to mess it up. So,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, he follows me outside, and he asked me, what's the deal between you and Jennifer? And I asked him, I was like, well, do you know who I am? He was like, no. And I was like, well, I don't know you either, and is Jennifer your girlfriend? And he kind of like paused and hesitated. I was like, is Jennifer your girlfriend? And he was like, well, I was like, well, dude, you know, I don't know you don't know me, you have to ask her. And I left him out there, and I went back inside.
Had Jennifer told you she had a boyfriend?
She told me that she broke up with him around December, January. That, like, he was assaultive, would hit her and stuff like that. She just got tired of it.
So she told you at the time she invited you over that
Yeah,
she didn't have a boyfriend?
Yes. We'd known each other for probably 2 or 3 weeks before I ever been asked to come over to her house. It had been like a month before I even came over there. I started working where we work at in January.
Now tell me about the vandalism to your car.
Okay, well, after I left him outside, he did come back in again. He came back in and told her that he wanted to grab his stuff. And she was like, well, you don't have anything here, but whatever, take whatever you want and leave. After he went upstairs, taking whatever, he was up there for a while. When she went back up there, they started arguing again. I got tired of it, and I got up and I was like, look, is there a problem? And that's when he left. He finally left. And then Jennifer and her sister watched him through the window.
Don't tell me what they saw.
I'm sorry, man.
Jennifer, what did you see?
After he went outside, my sister and I were looking out the window. At that point, I seen him like walk around the car, and it looked like he was just dragging his finger along the sides of the car. And he just walked around the whole vehicle, and then I seen him just walk away and get in his truck and leave.
Did you tell Mr. Ari what you had seen?
No, I didn't tell Sean at that time because I didn't want them to fight any longer. And my little sister was there, and I didn't want her exposed to this. And I knew how upset Sean was about the whole thing, and how much more he would be upset if he knew that Billy was anywhere around his car.
Well, when did he find the damage to his car?
That following morning, ma'am.
Did you stay over that night?
Yeah, she asked me to because she said she was scared. So
And when you went out in the morning, what did you find?
a nice little decoration around my car.
Can I see it, please? You have
Yes, ma'am.
pictures. Let's see. Did you speak to him about it?
Right after we called the cops and Sean and the cops left, I received a phone call from a private number on my cell phone, and it was Billy, and he was asking me, how's your friend's car? How's your friend's car? And saying, like, if I was to say anything, it's going to happen to my car, and that I was his and I would always be his and no one else's. I hung up, and he continued to call me back on private numbers, and I went ahead and called the cops.
Okay, I'll hear you.
On March 23rd, I went over to see Jennifer Gifford, who is now my ex-girlfriend. She was my girlfriend at the time. We talked about our relationship for the simple fact that I had just helped her move into this home. It was actually supposed to be me moving into the home, but it didn't turn out that way as her sister moved in. At that time, we were just discussing our relationship. She asked me what was going on. I asked her if everything was okay between us. Basically, I was expressing, like my love for her. She seemed pretty apprehensive to really speak to me at that point. She seemed just not her usual self. I've dated her for about 3.5 years.
You knew before that things were not right, Mr. Peterson, because you were supposed to, according to you, move into this apartment together. She had been in this apartment for a month, and you weren't living with her. So you knew something wasn't right a month ago.
Well, I have a child.
How old is the child?
3 years old, and that was a complication at hand.
So you knew that things weren't right between the two of you for at least a month.
She actually lived with me in my home, and things were good. We didn't have any complications.
When she moved into her own place and you weren't living with her, you knew that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you go over there for at such a late hour?
She received a diamond ring from me. March, when I went over the 23rd.
When did she receive a diamond ring from you?
Christmas.
Okay.
Okay. When I went over there the 23rd of March, discussing issues in regards to our relationship, this gentleman here, the plaintiff, exited the doorway asking me who I was at that time. Now we got myself, this gentleman, and her outside in a very awkward situation. I asked her who was he. She didn't respond. He asked me who I was, and I told him. You know.
What did you tell him?
I said, I'm her boyfriend. Who are you?
Why you went over there so late, sir?
Well, because usually I stay the night there, and I had stayed the night there like several days prior to this circumstance.
Did you take the engagement ring?
Yes.
Get to what happened when you left.
She actually, during the time that we spoke outside, all three of us, me and him didn't come to any terms of agreement whatsoever. We didn't even discuss anything. I asked her if this was the way it's going to be, if I can get my belongings. She allowed me to enter the house. I went and got all my belongings. I had shoes, pajamas, had the ring. I walked downstairs holding all my belongings. And this gentleman was waiting there by the door. And when I walked by him with my stuff, you know, he basically, quote unquote, said, the next time we meet, you know, he ain't gonna be nice. Closing the door at that time, you know, slamming it, saying, you know, it was an indicator like, you're not welcome here. So at that point, I got in my vehicle. I left home. I heard from Mrs. Gifford the next morning. She contacted me. She said, you know, Sean is accusing you of messing up his car. I said, I didn't do anything like that, okay? And you should know me better than that. We were together 3 years. I never did anything like that. So basically, that's how it went. And
what do you think keyed his car?
I don't know. It's a new neighborhood, so I really wasn't sure. Like I said, I'd made sure that, you know, when I moved her in.
Who are you?
Excuse me, I'm Billy's mother. My name is Anna Peterson.
You know anything about this case?
I know some. Jennifer Gifford called me that next day, and she said, I think Billy keyed my friend's car. And I says, why didn't you call us and say, Billy's over here, there's a problem? She had no response. I replied, you know us for 3 years. You know we don't condone any kind of negative behavior. She proceeded to cry and say, it wasn't supposed to be like this. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I said, no, Jennifer, you've been in my family for 3.5 years. I've come to love you, and it isn't supposed to be like this, okay? So prior to that, the day before, she had come to my home with my grandchild. Now, if they're not a couple, what is she doing with my grandbaby? She's come to my home the day prior to this happening, this incident. She has my granddaughter. I sit down and we have a heart-to-heart talk. I said, Jennifer, how are things with you and Billy? She says, we are working things out. I said, are you dating a certain individual? Not this gentleman. She replied, no. So at that point, I didn't feel there was a problem at all because they had still been seeing each other. She had been with us in March.
Jennifer, I have a question for you, dear.
Yes.
You didn't tell this gentleman, uncross your hands. You didn't tell Mr. Ari?
Yes, ma'am.
About what happened that night. He stayed all night.
Correct.
Correct? Now, private number called.
Yes.
And you say you spoke to Mr. Peterson.
Correct.
And then he kept calling. And you kept taking the phone calls, or did you let it go to voicemail?
I took a couple and then I stopped. I called the cops. They came and took a report and went and spoke to him and told him he needed to stop calling me and that if he came back to my house, he would be arrested for trespassing.
Did the police tell you to stop calling her?
Yes. They contacted me through the telephone, and they said that Mrs. Gifford has stated that you and her are not going to be in a relationship anymore, so please do not have any more contact or show up at her home. I said, yes, sir. That's not a problem.
What would make her call the police, Mr. Peterson?
I believe it lays down a foundation in which there's no pertinent evidence in which can be held against me in this predicament. I mean, given the circumstance at hand, I've been accused of vandalizing a car, and she asked me the next morning if I was okay.
Listen to me, Mr. Peterson. There are only two people that could have vandalized that car. One was you, and one was Jennifer. Now, if Jennifer had a sick pathology, she could have said, listen, when he's sleeping, I'm going to go out, I'm going to vandalize his car, I'm going to key his car, and then I'm going to be able to get rid of Mr. Peterson once and for all because he's going to stay away from me. She would have to be pretty nutty to do that. But those are the only two people, in my judgment, who are going to do it. Her sister wasn't going to do it. Her sister doesn't care whether she's seeing you, whether she's seeing him. She doesn't care. I just don't see her doing that, Mr. Peterson.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I told them they could go down there and play with the foosball table, but they were to not touch anything that was marks and to stay away from the motorcycle.
Any of you children touch the motorcycle?
No, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sean Ari says his girlfriend's ex, Billy Peterson, vandalized his car by keying it. Billy admits he was angry, but claims he didn't do it.
You certainly had the opportunity to key his car. And after what you discovered that evening when you arrived at her house, there's no question you had the inclination to key his car. You weren't going to fight him because after he stood up, you figured you weren't going to get the best of this deal.
Probably not.
Probably not. So what's the next best thing to a young man's heart is his car. What kind of an estimate did you get to fix your car, sir?
The cheapest one was to cover up just the scratch without painting it, the whole car.
So, Mr. Peterson, in civil cases, courts have to decide, not beyond a reasonable doubt, that would be a criminal case as to whether you were guilty of vandalism, but whether there is more evidence than not, by a preponderance of the evidence, more evidence than not, as to whether or not I believe you keyed his car. Mr. Peterson, I believe you keyed his car. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,200. That's all.
Thank you,
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When you date someone for a while, they may end up cheating on you. It's basically what happened to me, and they kind of got together and orchestrated the plan.
We didn't start dating until just recently, so, and that happened in March.
He was threatening me and making it a jokingly manner of how my friend's car was.
She got caught, and now she don't know what to do about it.
Where I'm from, we don't scratch guys' cars, so, and me and him aren't from the same town.
I'm just glad it's done and over with, and we don't have to deal with him anymore.
Like I said, it just goes to show, be careful who you date.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mason versus Fleck. Step forward.
21-year-old Mark Mason is suing his mother's friend, Michael Fleck, for damage to a motorcycle and snowboard. Mark says Michael's children are the culprits.
Is this your mother?
Yes, it is.
Just step up, please. How old are you, Mr. Mason?
I'm 21.
Where do you live?
I live at my dad's and my mom's house, kind of between the both of them.
When did this incident happen with your motorcycle and snowboard?
February of this winter.
And where were you living in February?
On the weekends, I was staying at my mom's house, and during the week at my dad's because it's closer to school.
Father have a house?
Yes, he does.
But you stored a motorcycle and a surfboard in the basement at your mother's house?
It was a motorcycle and a snowboard.
Snowboard?
Yep.
Now, Miss Mason, how do you know Mr. Fleck?
We dated a few years ago.
And he came to visit you in February?
Correct.
With his 3 children?
Yes.
What was the weather like the day he came to visit?
It was winter, so in Minnesota and Wisconsin, snowy and cold.
So the children were playing indoors?
Correct.
When did they ask you if they could go down to play in the basement?
I had shown them a tour of the home, and they saw Mark has a foosball table down there, and they had seen the foosball table and wanted to go down and play with the foosball table.
So what did you say?
I told them they could go down there and play with the foosball table, but they were to not touch anything that was marks and to stay away from the motorcycle.
And you told that to 3 little children?
Correct.
And then you were upstairs entertaining Mr. Fleck?
We had ordered pizza, so we were waiting for the pizza to get delivered.
Okay. This is your lawsuit, Mr. Mason.
Yep.
The lawsuit wants Mr. Fleck to pay for damage allegedly done by his 3 children when they were playing with a box downstairs in the basement, playing in a big old box. And they bumped up against either your snowboard or your bicycle and caused damage to your bicycle.
That's correct.
Right? He's not going to pay for that.
Whose responsibility would it be?
Your mother's.
Why is that?
You were storing items in your mother's house. She had the opportunity to say to Mr. Fleck's children, do not go down to the basement. They would not have gone down to the basement without her permission. If they hadn't been down there playing, then the property would not have been damaged. And your mother had total control over that.
Even though it was an accident on their behalf, it's not their responsibility?
Absolutely correct.
Okay, I would like to say that at first, Mr. Fleck agreed to pay for the damages upon getting an estimate, and he even listed me as a debt on claiming bankruptcy.
Did you declare bankruptcy, sir?
I'm in the process now, ma'am, yes.
How much did Mr. Mason tell you that the damage was to his property?
The first figure I received was $250.
When did you receive that figure?
Say 2 weeks after this incident occurred.
Did you tell him that you would pay the $250?
No, ma'am. I said I would talk to my children.
Then why did you list him as a creditor?
I was told to do so by my attorneys.
You mean any possible person that you might owe money to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you originally tell Mr. Fleck, Mr. Mason, that the damage was $250?
Yeah, I called around to get
The
estimates.
answer is either yes or no.
Yes,
Then why are you suing him for $877.46?
because once I went to the dealer and got the estimates, that's what they came back as. That was my estimate at first. Me, not the dealer.
Did you tell that to Mr. Fleck?
I did. That was just some online researching that I did.
I don't think he owes you anything. And he says he didn't agree to pay you. He said he just listed you in his bankruptcy because in the event that you got a judgment against him, he wanted to be covered. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Any of you children touch the motorcycle?
No, ma'am.
Were you playing in a big cardboard box?
I was.
That's what happens when kids play.
So they're not responsible for their damages?
Your mother gave them permission to go downstairs, sir. Your mother gave them permission to go downstairs. And if what happened down there was an accident, it should have been covered by your homeowner's insurance if you had it. Do you have homeowner's insurance?
No, ma'am.
Should have. Or else your mother's going to fix it. She should not have let Mr. Fleck's children go downstairs if your property was downstairs and she knew it was valuable. You got it? Goodbye.
The parties are excused. You may step out.